All right, and we're live. We're here, I think. Hopefully everyone can hear us and see us. Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. We're playing some Vaesen tonight. We'll do some plugs here in a moment. But we are continuing a mystery that we started about 4 weeks ago. So this is episode 3 of A Match Made in Hven. Yeah. And let's just go around, say who you are, who you playing. If you picked up anything new from last session, like new skill ranks, new talents, anything like that, anything fun. And if you've got something to plug it. So we'll just go by the usual and start with Dan.
I'm Dan, playing Rubatega, our officer in the campaign tonight. So far, I've shot a couple people last couple sessions. Done okay. Haven't miffed too many shots like I normally do. And I tend to let other people do the talking because my character is kind of not that confident. They're kind of a coward, truth be told. So we'll see how it goes tonight because we kind of wrecked everything last session. This town's all kinds of crazy.
Starting off with bits already.
Yeah, we already got some bits.
So already got some bits.
Got a free push.
Called you out, yeah.
Yeah.
He knows.
Definitely knows who he's talking about. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Who's next? Bert.
Hey, well, just check me out at my new Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SteamStillMurder. I am playing the blind great detective Gunnar Arrowwood again tonight. Completely blind. I increased his observation and his vigilance.
That's funny. That's pretty funny.
It's all from the olfactory nerves this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, observation is like insight, right? So I feel like you can listen for like a crackling voice or something, or a stutter, stuff like that, maybe.
So I can use the line, "Stop! Did you smell that?"
I seem to recall you expertly throwing a burning hunk of wood onto a building last session.
That was pretty good, yeah. And it almost burned down. Might have actually did it burn down? No, you guys spent time.
I prevented it from.
We were all defeated by the indomitable Shutter.
Yes.
That's right,
Yeah.
the shutter.
Oh man, yeah.
Shutter of invincibility.
It's clearly an item of power we need to take back to the keep.
It is true.
Yeah.
I think
That's
just Gunner's an item of power, but
That's our next emote idea, is shutter.
that shutter is pretty great. I had forgotten about it, and I was listening to a bit of the episode just to remember some things, and I'm like, man, that was pretty intense.
I'm convinced the Shutter is a Vaesen. We should have got points for
Probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Something strange about this island.
Taking it off the building, we need to.
Yeah, I think you should get those installed on the castle for sure. Like, you should definitely get a contractor out there and figure out what they used. All right.
We're taking that one off the house. I mean, for sure.
That one's just a trophy right there. Hang it on the mantle. Hang a shutter right over the mantle. There we go.
The trophy piece in the center of the sitting room.
Let the murder continue. How many people did you guys murder last week? I think one, right? I think
just one. I think
you guys ended up killing just one. You managed to save the other, and most of those you just kind of hit over the head and stuff, and like
We
just
kept a lot of people
Yeah.
unconscious and tied up for their own safety.
Yeah. After a bit, we caught on that maybe they're not trying to kill us on purpose.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, except for Caius, like Bensly knows that Caius is out to get everybody, but we'll cover that later.
Oh yeah. I'm still under that.
All right, let's keep it going. Chuck, what's going on?
Man. I'm playing Hven, our cultist, who replaced Anders. I'm just kind of a con man. I can do some occulty things, but pretty much just, causing trouble. I don't know. I'm from Defenders of Cobalt. The link's in the chat. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I dropped.
You can find me there most of the time. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nightbot can't do anything to me. I could drop whatever the hell I want in the chat.
There you go.
All right.
I could too. I'm an ad.
Yeah, you could. I think you're a mod too on this, right? No.
Such power.
Yeah.
I haven't taken anything new this time. Any new talents or skills?
I increased a skill, and I don't remember which one it was.
Okay. All right. All right, all of them.
Yes.
Just to be
You
safe.
saw them.
Just put a
Yeah.
+1 on them all, just to be safe.
I better,
Just-
yeah.
I spent 1 experience and put 1 point in every category.
There you go.
It
That's how
might
it
have
works.
been ranged combat. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Let's move it down to the bottom row in Melissa.
Yeah, so I just completely blanked on my name. I'm playing Sigrid. She's a priest who used to be in a gang. She is now a priest. She wasn't particularly brave or anything last session, so she is building towards being able to get something after this session. Super excited about the fact that we got a pigeon loft at the beginning of last session before we or 2 sessions ago before we went off to Hven, and we did send the pigeon back for information. So whenever we get to our next scene, we can have the pigeon return to us with information about what to do about fairies.
And the pigeon is named Google.
Yes,
Yes.
our pigeon's name is
Yes, that's
Google.
Wonderful.
And as Joe said, it has fairly high latency, so it's gonna take a while for it to get back, but it will. I did not forget about that. I'm ready to go with that. Keep going. Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm going to be playing Caius Roding, who is a tiny little man who's an author, has a talent for automatic writing to kind of feel out a gist of things that are going on. Somehow turned into a decent shot with a pistol. And
Right.
just to spite Jeff, I took 9 lives. So that anytime you try to injure me, I can flip the 2 dice and choose the one that's going to afflict me.
Yeah, if I roll a 66 though, that doesn't really help you out.
I mean, at that point,
Yeah.
you earned it. So that's
Yeah.
fair.
Look, I don't actively try to kill your character.
There's just happy accidents.
I know.
It's
So
just
many happy
everybody in the
accidents.
game.
Xana the Sense. And you got a podcast, I hear there, Jeremy.
That is true. Podcast called the Plewdcast, Plewd.
Look at that.
It's
There's a
pretty fun.
link in the chat. You should go
Oh my God.
click on that.
You sexy, wonderful man. Thank you.
Yep. Am I $6.99 wonderful though, or I don't know.
450.
450. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. And then finally we've got Joe. Joe, who are you playing?
I am playing Bensly Dunselbod, the servant who looks a little bit more rough around the edges than maybe he should, and is desperately not trying to kill everybody that we're going into combat with in this town. That's about it.
Okay. And then I'm Jeff, GM. Chuck already dropped it. Twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. Yeah. And also on this channel, really excited about this. On Saturday, I get to play in a game with Matt and a couple others, and we're playing a free league game, like their first RPG. It's never been translated in English. It's called Svavelvinter. Jordan will probably be able to correct me on pronunciation, like Svavelvinter. Something like that. Hopefully, you know. But yeah, so come check that out on Saturday. I think it's Saturday at like
cool.
9 Central or 8 Central, around there. So come check that out this week. That's a kind of a special one shot that we're gonna try this week on the channel. So looking forward to that. We want Alien. Yeah. Next
Monday.
week we'll be playing Alien. And I still haven't figured out what we're doing with that. But hey, I don't have to decide
There
yet.
are only so many ships you could explode. Only so many.
I don't know. There's a couple more they could get though.
I'll blow those up too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into Vaesen here, this match made in Hven. So quick summary, if you're just tuned in for the first time, or if you're forgetting everything that happened. But this mystery thus far, it's his third ep, but here's the lowdown. They all got contacted, the investigators they did, by a friend called Old Bicker, who is a ship gnome that they had met about a year ago after a different job. And the ship gnome asked if the crew wouldn't mind looking for his brother, so to speak, named Squabble. And Squabble was apparently investigating a magical artifact on the island of Hven with the crew of the Miracle. So it's a ship that Squabble was serving on, or was ship gnome for. So you all said yes because that would be weird if you didn't. And you went to Hven, and when you first docked at Kirkbakken, which is on the west side of the island, you had a little conversation with the captain of the ferry. You're like, oh, I'll be back in like 3 days. And then you went up into like the little dock area. Like, it's not like a full town, but it's like the little town that just emerged around the dock. And everyone was kind of going crazy. Some people were violent, some people were confused, paranoid, deranged, etc. And you got into a bit of a fight. It took you a little bit to realize that some of these people were acting this way, not necessarily out of their own accord, but because they might be under some kind of enchantment that is making them go violent or crazy in some way. So you killed 1 or 2 people. You helped some others. You started looking around, and you found people that were doing all sorts of peculiar things, not just violent stuff. And eventually you went and you peered into the church that was up on the hill near the dock, and you spoke with a man called Father Vidal, who was kind of a creepy old man who was living alone within his church, wouldn't let anyone else in. Sigrid talked your way inside, seemed to not be too affected, at least outwardly, by the magics, and told you a few things. So you got a couple leads that you could potentially follow up on. One of those leads, when you mentioned the marigold, he said that he did remember a group of sailors that was led by a very tall woman, that they were asking about the observatory ruins on the island, and he didn't really know because he didn't care, but he sent them to a different place in the southern part of the island, to Backviken, to speak with an old hag by the name of Viviana. So that's one lead. The other lead was the society. Like, before you all left the castle, you did a seance, and you learned a bit about a former society member called Halvar Brode. And apparently he was an old, grumpy, kind of crazed man who used to claim to be descended from royalty, and he also had like weird tufts of fur around his ears, and they were slightly tipped and pointed. And he came apparently from Hven, and it turns out that some of his family, or at least the family line, is still on the island, in the form of a grandnephew by the name of Stefan Brode, who apparently runs the brickworks on the eastern side of the island by Noraberg. So that's another little clue or follow-up thing you could potentially do. You all decided to crash for the night inside of the Marigold itself, which is at the dock. And that's where you were sleeping because you're all kind of weary and tired, and it was late at night. And you learned that the island is likely beset by fairies, either tons and tons of them, or perhaps something of a fairly strong and capable one of severe enchantments and magic. So you decided you're going to send a homing pigeon, Google, back to Uppsala to learn more. And you went to sleep. And you woke up. So morning comes, it's dawn. And you all are waking up, various parts of the ship that you crashed on. Everyone go ahead and make an observation test for me, please. As one by one you all start to twist and turn, crack the...
5 successes.
Oh my
I know.
goodness.
I was surprised.
Melissa, my God. Sleeping with your eyes open. You could see everything.
Let me know if anyone fails.
I failed.
Okay. Do you want to push?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and do a little private GM roll here really fast so I can get this started.
Do we still have the same conditions from last session?
We did do a heal at the very end where you all did your kind of once a day thing where you helped somebody else out. So that was all. You should have already kind of cleared that up. So whatever you're at in your character sheet is what you're starting the day with. Okay. So, as you all kind of wake up, kind of look around, some of you may be still a little annoyed. It's kind of a rocky night. You look over and you watch as Rubatega is laying there on the ground. He was laying in a hammock, you recall, the night before, but he had at some point in time fallen and slammed to the ground. And when you look over at him, he looks bigger for some reason. Like, you don't even really see where the hammock was. There's some crates that were underneath it that have now smashed and crushed in some way. And he's just flopped down. You can see that his shoes are kind of swollen a bit. Rubitega, when you go to get up, you bang your head super easily on the ceiling. You've grown a couple inches, a foot or so in the night.
Oh my!
Yeah, and you're
They
having
told me I
some
was done with this.
you're having some trouble a little bit with the kind of coordination as you start knocking stuff over left and right. Joe, did you say you failed as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe, as you wake up, what's your favorite animal? What's Bensly's favorite animal?
Bensly's favorite animal. He'd probably like probably an Australian Shepherd. It's probably his favorite.
Okay.
Like a dog.
Is that the one? Is that kind of shaggy furred and whatnot?
Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Okay. When you all look over at Bensly as he's sitting up, and all of you are staring at Rubitega, and it's just you. It's immediately noticeable that he's bigger than he should be. You turn over to Bensly, and you see Bensly suddenly has shaggy fur and floppy ears, just kind of hanging down from his face right now.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Somebody's been messing with us on our sleep.
Yeah.
Do I feel any different?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, like you
just gonna, like,
feel like a little scratch, and so you start
scratching
just
at
going scratch. Actually, that felt really good. But yeah, it's just kind of odd. And I'll say for Sigrid's 5 successes and for Gunner's 3, the two of you hear like this fleeting laughter as that just sort of definitely on its way out from like the ship's hold when it's kind of flying up. You hear as if something is just flying away. And Sigrid, you would be able to see on the ground there's like these little specks of dust, and there's a little bit of dust kind of floating in the air as well.
Be,
Can
like,
I try to
scratching behind my ear and like, what the hell happened to you?
Can I try to throw my knife in the direction of the cackling?
Because you rolled 5 successes, yes. That's just a ridiculous amount of successes. So go ahead and
I've got nothing in range combat, so I'm not particularly.
Yeah. We'll say you probably
Close your
for
eyes.
this?
just grab whatever's next to you, because you all just woke
Sure.
up and you just chuck it. So it's probably just some kind of like some
Puff
sort
or
of
something.
lantern or whatever that was nearby.
Nah,
Yeah, I
Gunner's
know.
sleeping with a cold iron poker, and you're just gonna wave that around. I got your numbers, you very.
Okay. So you throw the lantern, it explodes, it burns the ship, you all sink, and you've destroyed 2 ships now in 2 weeks. No, you miss.
Fantastic.
You miss, and you just hear the cackling laughter as it just fades away, as whatever it was is now gone.
Hmm.
I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
have a hard
exciting.
time getting out of the room.
Yes, you will.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
How does our host look?
What do you mean, host?
We were in the ship.
You're in the
right? We
ship,
weren't
yeah.
in the
You
church.
didn't-
Oh, that's
didn't
right.
say
We
the
went to the
church.
ship. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot where we went to sleep.
Bensley and Father Vidal were on the verge of killing Caius, so...
Raid.
Yeah.
Thanks for that
yeah.
raid.
Oh, thanks for that
Yay.
raid, Untold Stories. Very cool. We had just started up some Vaesen tonight, so thanks for coming by.
Do I still hate Caius? Like, am I?
Yes,
still...
It's not so much you hate him. I think it's more
Oh,
of
yeah,
a
but-
you're like suspicious of him in some way. Like,
Easily
but yes,
irritated by him.
and easily irritated and just super suspicious of everything that he does.
Hmm.
Good answer.
What did you do, Caius? How did you? What?
What?
I didn't know
I-
you could do that.
Well,
What did I do wrong, Caius?
I'm not a sorcerer. I'm not a wizard. I don't know how. I mean, I know how this happened. It was pixies. You can see the dust. Sigurd pointed out the dust.
See your pockets.
Sure. I'll show you my pocket sand. Here you go.
I'm gonna investigate the dust and see if it in any way points to Caius.
Okay, sure. Roll an investigation.
Okay.
Just so you know, pixies would totally frame me.
Okay,
Two.
Bensley.
I know they would think that's funny.
Bensley wants it to be Caius, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you're convinced this is like you see a little bit of dust on Caius's pocket, like as if As if just right there on the kind of the pant leg, right where the pockets are as he gets up. You're I would say you're pretty convinced that Caius is behind this in some fashion at least.
I'm gonna keep that to myself for a little bit. Just kind of stew on it.
Perfect. I love it. So, what do y'all want to do?
I'm gonna have to have somebody help me get through this door, I think, first.
So yeah, you try to get
All the way
up.
down, and you people carry me like a couch out the door.
Yeah,
We can head back to the town and see if we can find, any larders with maybe some butter. Some grease you up.
you do notice that there is kind of a cargo entrance, like a double. So if you could open those up, he could probably climb up out just fine. But he can't get up.
Does
like
he
the
feel
normal story.
heavier too?
Yeah.
He's like gained mass.
Yeah,
to
he's
fit this
probably a
size?
good 8 feet tall at this point. He's probably gained about 2 feet in height, and
Am I still gonna be able to use my gun?
I don't know. You got these giant
Your
sausage
finger's not
figures
gonna
right now. I don't
stick
think
it.
so.
You have to
Yeah.
bend
Fits in his
the
clothes either.
guard out of the way
Yeah.
or something. You have to
A lot of your
unscrew that.
clothes are torn now from it. Yeah.
Sorry, this is sad times to be my character. All my points in ranged combat. Give me some cannonballs to throw at people, I guess.
Ooh,
So,
not a
geez.
terrible idea.
There's no cannons on this ship or any ship. So
See, this is why we should have bought one.
That's
I'm
fair.
telling you guys.
That's fair. That's what gave me the idea. You climb up to the deck, and as you do, I'm sure someone's getting some of your rations together for food. You hear a little tweet, 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 and you look up, and you can see, like right on the mast, there is your homing pigeon Google, and they have a tiny little canister attached to their leg.
Grab it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Somebody else
grab
should
it,
grab
right.
it instead of me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be like,
Yes, you're gonna. Don't.
So you go ahead and grab it. It's no problem. You put the pigeon back in whatever cage you carry the pigeon around with. Google is in a cage, and you start going through it. It seems to be a small note from Dogmar back at the castle. Horrible old man writing. Like, it's just very difficult to read. But you take a little time and you start reading about what the society has managed to collect about fairies. The first thing they say is that in addition to like the flying kind, which most people kind of think of, like these flying small like female forms, there's also male fairy / elves that they tend to talk about some kind of monarchical society, some kind of king or queen, indoor queen that might lead them. Of particular note, they seem to be even more powerful at dusk and dawn, and it is dawn right now. He does note surprise at the fact that there's so much violence that you have experienced thus far, because they're not usually prone to acts of violence, but they definitely like to mess with people, and
we got a dose of.
yeah, and they certainly enact petty revenge, acts of malice, and they do not like machinery, so they'll wreck some machinery, no problem. Like any signs of industrialization, they will figure out ways to mess that up. Unsurprisingly, it does note that they do like to use fairy dust to make people, suffer various magics. And in terms of like how do you get rid of them or drive them away, outsmarting them, tricking them can potentially break their spells. They can be killed by certain magic items or violence from other Vaesen. Or there is some kind of weird note with a bunch of question marks that Dogmar has made about blowing a bellows into their dwellings, and and maybe something about like finding their dwellings via using like a church bell and holy water to find their magical paths and ley lines and such. But there's a lot of skepticism about when like it worked, because it's like it worked in this year, but it didn't work in that year. Then over here in this village it worked, but then in that village it didn't. So further investigation for why sometimes this works and sometimes it didn't is necessary.
Maybe there's like a particular time of day we have to do that or something.
So
Try
yeah.
all the things all the time.
So that was a church bell and what to find the dwelling?
Holy
So
water?
yeah, you ring a church bell and you sprinkle some holy water, and apparently that might reveal certain magical paths that might lead you to a fairy and elf dwelling.
Say anywhere why they would work with a human to cause more havoc?
No, nothing
Possible
like that.
motives they could have there.
The only thing in terms of motives was just anti-machine, anti-industrialization, that kind of stuff was popping up. There's multiple situations. Like this is not an uncommon Vaesen that has been noted before, and most often it's either some kind of petty revenge or it's like mucking up a factory that's been built in some remote village and that they don't want it there anymore, that kind of thing.
It's just out of character to cause like death and violence.
The violence seems extreme, and also the sort of just the whole island. Presumably, you've only been to a small portion of it so far, but such blatant and giant effect suggests that there's something aberrant here, something a little bit different.
Perhaps two things acting here at the same time, maybe.
Could be. Well, you said we need a church bell and holy water, was it?
Yeah.
Probably know where both of those are.
I mean, I'm not. My gut makes me feel that something to do with the man he used to claim to be of some royal lineage has something to do with this. We've already come across one town where a bunch of normally peaceful Vaesen went crazy because their queen was treated poorly.
Yeah.
The fairies
Um,
might be one thing.
True.
It seems possible there's something else.
So the question is then, what has changed lately?
I
I don't
didn't
think-
see any signs of industrialization
Not
so
here.
far on the island.
How long ago was the observatory wrecked?
Oh, hundreds of years. It's been like
Okay.
200 years. There are ruins from a couple hundred years ago. No, they're not usable. Everyone kind of avoids them. Is what your general sense of it is. This is
So,
yeah, good.
no, sorry. So no new construction on the island.
There's
Nothing old that's been recently destroyed.
I mean, from what your basic research did into the island and talking with Father Vidal, you know that there's a brickworks that's in development on the east side. The clay is being put into bricks, and you know that there's hope to expand the dock here at Kirkbacken. But I mean, even still looking around, it's not. I mean, this is still
Well,
fairly.
For a brickwork, they have to claim clay. They have to dig.
Depends on the means with which they're doing it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think one of you researched this leading up. You know that the kind of the cliff sides of this island, because remember the island's mostly raised. Between that and sort of where it meets the shore is ample clay, actually. So it's what they're using to presumably kind of feed that starting industry. And again, it's a early industry. It's not something that is
So if
super
it's still
large
like
yet.
a manual process, then maybe it's still fine.
Yeah, you haven't been there yet, so you don't necessarily know exactly what they have. But the impression you were given is that this isn't a particularly highly developed industrial island. Like it's still mostly agrarian agriculture and like fishing villages and such.
Something to learn about as we explore further. Me and my tiny friends.
Yeah.
So where do we want to go today?
I'm interested in this revealing a path with the bell and holy water thing. I mean, go straight to the problem. Maybe we can talk with them. Or just bring a big fly swatter.
Or just give me a table and I'll just use it like a fly swatter now.
Yeah.
No, grab the shutters. You're totally strong enough to hold it.
I'm gonna get the shutters.
Oh
and
my
use
god.
them.
Do we want to talk to Viviana or Halvar Broad?
I like that idea. The last time, I mean, I'm all for finding the root of the problem, but the last time we just ran at the problem head first, it went poorly.
As it does.
I don't know. I like to at least know what's going to kill me or try to kill me, or I don't know.
One of us. It's okay.
Bensly
Yeah.
probably.
Which of those two seems more
Rubitega,
interesting?
make an agility test with a -2.
Oh gosh.
How much you bang your head?
Okay.
Oh,
So
Wow.
wow. One
as you
dice.
you always have a minimum of one. So as you all are kind of unloading off the marigold onto the deck, you look back and you notice that the little ramp that connects you put up a little ramp to connect the boat to the dock, and Rubitega goes to step on it, and you hear an immediate, and his foot just smashes right through it, but you're able to quickly leap onto the dock. One of the dock planks wobbles a bit, and you realize if you don't and you start to hurry down the dock, and you kind of get off the wooden planks, and you're okay. But you were this close to falling through into the cold water.
Beware weight limits.
Yeah. Okay. So where are we headed?
That's amazing.
That's pretty
I
good.
actually have a -3 on my agility test because of my armor.
Oh no.
With that additional -2.
Yeah.
So
You always get the one though, at least.
I'm still. What do y'all think? I'm still thinking we check the church out.
Hmm.
Ring
I'd
a
be happy
bell.
to talk with somebody else if anybody else wants to go to the church. I would really rather that old man not shoot me.
I wonder too if we can, like, how far away is where we were just resting from where we rested the other time? Like, is there any way we can try and
It's the only time you've rested.
triangulate? Basically, I want to see if we can triangulate the direction that the voices and fairies flew away from us, just to get like a general sense of where they might.
You're on the
Yeah.
western side, like you're out on the docks. From what you could, from what Secret can tell with their 5 successes, it just sounded like they were flying back inward, away from the docks themselves.
Sigurd would be up for making the first stop back at the church to gather our searching equipment.
Okay. All right.
there was like a guy with a big axe early on in the story, right?
Yeah, you killed him. Don't worry, you did.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take his big axe to carry with me for the time being.
Okay, so you head back into town, and you look for that axe. Roll a d6, high or low. You want high or low?
Oh, jeez. Let's just say low.
Okay. And it appears somebody else has come by and taken that axe. But you look around, and there are people here again. But you see that some of them are kind of going about almost zombie-like their everyday routines. A few of them seem to be like kind of going through and looks like pruning flowers or something like that. A few of them are like setting up stalls. Like one of them in the corner is like continually dunking their head into a barrel and then taking it out, and then dunking it in and then taking it out.
So these are different people than like who we interacted with previously?
Yeah, there's only like 3 or 4 people here.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah, you would imagine there's, probably a couple hundred people who live on the island, maybe.
Yeah.
They're not bothering us. I say we keep tiptoeing along.
Yeah, there's no signs of aggressiveness towards you or towards each other at the moment. Just kind of confusion, it seems. Okay. So you head up the hill to the church. You knock on the door again. And you hear, who is it? Hello?
Yes, it's Sigurd and the rest of us.
What do you want?
We would like to borrow an item and take a bit of another. If you would be so kind, we think
You're
this could...
coming to steal from
help
me,
us.
are you?
Well, I'm asking to borrow.
If you want, you can yell at me. It'll make him happy.
Is that Satan-worshipping weakling, the little Weasley fella, the weak one? Is he with you still? Have you? Why
Just
is
you
yell
know
at
he
me.
if-
He'll
cutting
really
off?
like it.
Unfortunately,
If he's able to save your island, you may actually have to be nice to him.
That'll be the day when that one saves anything but himself.
So on that note, there's a couple things that we could use.
Okay. Roll a manipulation test. Take a +1 because you've already had interactions with him, but now you're asking to actually take some stuff for him.
Oh no.
Oh no! Would you like to push that?
No. Dear.
You should have yelled at me.
Okay.
All right, got a success.
All right. So take your condition,
Yeah.
and
Our fault, Caius.
he eventually lets you in, reluctantly. He's still got the gun shaking, pointing at you all. Now he's got a second one in the other. No, she's pointing the
I'm
gun at
probably
you.
staying outside because I probably don't fit inside.
Oh, we got a couple more bits. Thank you, Captain Carrion. Let's do, what are we up to? 3 rerolls, I think, now? Okay. All right, so what do you want from him again?
We'd like to borrow a bell, and we'd like a flask of holy water.
Okay. So you look for a bell, and you get an old cracked one of some kind of little handbell. It's nothing special. And a flask of holy water. He just goes to like the little alms pool table at the beginning, and the font, that's the word I was looking for. And he kind of scoops some up and does a little quick blessing and hands it over to you. And he's like, "Now get out and take that one with you."
Thank you so much. We're appreciative. We hope to bring the bell back. Can't make any promises.
Okay, so you leave, close the door behind you. Where to now?
Do we know where to go next?
You have a
we were
couple
gonna
options.
Try and ring the bell with some holy water.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hand all that stuff over to Ivan.
So there's a limited amount of holy water. So what I will say is that you kind of want to know a general area of where you want to start looking, because if it's not just like anywhere. You want to make sure you're kind of in a general vicinity first.
Okay.
So you can do it around here. I'm not saying you can't, but that means you'd only really be sensing if there are any magical paths in this area.
Okay.
Yeah, we might want to
Yeah.
do some more research on where to start looking then.
Maybe our tough-eared friend's descendant?
Yeah, we could try and look into them or the person where the Marigold crew was sent
So
to.
which
Perhaps we should
city
ask
are we at right
around
now?
for fairy circles. I believe they tend to congregate around such things, or the hinges, I understand, are popular.
I think the only person that we can ask anything of is the old man in the church.
Does the town have a library or anything like that?
Yeah, I think you guys looked for that kind of thing last time when you were prepping to do your when you're doing some historical docs. There's a little bit, sure, but the main lore that you were getting was either from this guy, or he did mention that the old woman in Backviken, the Viviana, was kind of like an older hag and kind of knew things that he didn't know, because he was more of kind of the religious, historical, he knew about people and about the island's history, whereas she knows more like the folklore and such. So that was like your best lead if you were looking for that kind of investigation.
That's who we might go visit next.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So if you want to go to Backviken, if you guys look, there's the map of Hven. It's sort of, again, this is all kind of abstracted somewhat for you all. But Backviken is like way on the other side of the island. So you're like northwest. That's on like kind of the south side of it. So that's where the woman that he sent the sailors and such to.
Mm-hmm.
And the same woman that Gunnar would probably want to ask some questions about, like
And we're
fairies
like all
and
the
things.
way up here, right?
Yeah, you're in Kirkbacken. And then the Broad family heir line is over in Noriberg, which is like northeast side of the islandish.
Can't any of them be near each other?
And this is not a particularly large island either, so it's not going to take too long to cross it. so it's not like you're not traveling too far or anything.
We should split the party. We could cover more ground.
Wouldn't
true.
that be lovely?
I'll go climb a tall tower and look out from it and beat on my chest and tell you guys where to go.
Wonderful.
Okay, so you all begin your trek down to Vaesen. You leave the town, and it's, again, not a particularly large town, keeping somewhat an eye of the coast. Remember that there are cliffs sort of sloped a bit, but you kind of keep the water on your west side, on your right, as you start traveling through, and you can see that there's scattered trees and little small groupings. No huge like chunky forest or anything like that, but there's scattered bits here and there. But it's mostly kind of farmlands and whatnot. A couple scattered homes from time to time. So about 20 minutes or so after leaving the church, you start crossing through this field of, you're not sure exactly what they planted here, but some kind of farm field, and it's just kind of covered in this sort of dense kind of white gray mist that seems to be shifting and moving in a variety of directions. You hear the vague sound of gunfire off to your east, and you look over. You don't immediately see any kind of source of it. Whatever was planted here, it's probably up to around your knees, thighs, or so. Rubitega, you take a couple steps into this area, and you start to feel. You put a foot down, and you kind of stumble awkwardly as one of your legs begins to shrink down to its normal size, and then as you kind of try to balance yourself with your big arm, like it shrinks as well, and you end up just like kind of stumbling into the earth and taking a big face full of dirt. So I need everyone to go ahead and make vigilance tests for me.
Have I returned to normal?
You have
size?
returned to the normal. You look over at Bensly, however. Bensly's like, his tufts are gone, but the ears are still kind of flapping over slightly.
Muted, Joe.
I don't know if anyone even pointed out to me that I look different. I'm assuming I haven't noticed yet.
I wasn't going to say anything to you.
Oh, Sigurd totally would have told you. I wasn't going to go on.
Thought it just
unspoken.
might be a new style he was trying.
Yeah, don't judge him for that.
So let me know who fails, if anyone fails.
I failed.
I did.
So Hven and Bensly. Okay.
I also failed.
And Sigrid.
Considering whether I want to use.
We
one of
have
the
3
rerolls.
rerolls at this point, too, by the way.
Oh.
If anybody wants to tap into those. Thanks to Captain Carrion.
Yeah, I'm good with some chaos. I'll let it go on my end.
Yeah, I only have 3, so I don't think I'm gonna use it here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my same.
Okay.
I think I will because my vigilance is tied to a Vaesen sensing thing.
Okay, go for
You
it.
guys are cool with me
Nice.
using that.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Yeah.
So that's going
I
to
also
There
like
we
that
go.
trying to
Ooh.
casino
And I got
at
the
some
extras.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Gunnar, you, and so Bensly and Hven still failed, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Sigurd failed.
In Sigrid. Okay. So, as you're wandering into this field, and all of you can see this mist, you see Rubitega kind of stumble to the ground. People start helping up. A few of you continue forward. A couple of you kind of linger back to help up Rubitega. Gunnar, you get this kind of strange tingling in the back of your neck, like your hairs begin to stand up. You can't see this mist, but you can almost kind of spidey sense that this is like something around you is not quite right. And it's at that moment when you hear like some call out from deeper into the field. You just hear "Ah!" And these little tiny bags start flying up and out of the bushes and smack both Hven and Bensly and Sigurd like right in the face, and these big puffs of this yellow white dust kind of explode, and the 3 of you just begin coughing and coughing
Oh my God.
and
I got
coughing.
Rolodex.
Oh dear.
Okay. Oh Jesus, that's
It's all cinnamon.
Sorry, you gotta re-roll that one. Okay. So, as you guys are wiping the dust out of your eyes and coughing, Hven, you feel this intense anger towards Caius, like this utter suspicion and utter hatred, like something. This guy is not who he says he is. This is absolutely absurd. Bensly, Chuck, what would Hven be thinking about on a regular basis? What's something that's kind of in his head?
You know, like close range, you know, like street magic stuff.
Okay.
Like, oh, I bet if I did this, I can make it look nice, swindle a little bit extra coin out of it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, Chuck, you just think about swindling old ladies just all day long, and how best to do that.
I do. I
Watch me
mean,
as I levitate and lift up my heel on one
bend
foot.
this palm tree over.
Bensly, you suddenly start thinking of like how you might tweak some little like, you know, the 3-card Monty trick, and how you might like suddenly, and like all you're thinking about are these different magic tricks and such that are kind of running through your head. Not real magic, kind of stage magic. Hven, you're constantly thinking about how suspicious you are of Caius, but
Might
you're
try
also
the one where I saw somebody in half.
yeah. And then Caius. And then and then Hven, you have this like, you feel something like it's kind of deep in the back of your mind, this little dark kind of hidden, and you hear like in your mind this little gunshot, and you see this old kind of well-dressed man just stumble down the stairs of some beautiful estate, and it's just laying there in a pool of blood on the ground of this beautifully marbled floor. And then that quickly is taken away, and like these are not your thoughts, and like you're getting these weird mixtures of images and thoughts in your mind. Meanwhile, Sigrid falls to the ground and begins snoring.
Oh, all right.
That's
So, Jeff is
God.
part of my sixth sense with the vigilance test. It says with extra success, I know what kind of Vaesen it is and what kind of magic has been used. Does that give me any idea
Yes.
of how this is going to play out or how it can be countered?
If you hear Hven and Bensly like babbling, you would know that this is some kind of ancient troll craft, like this way of kind of switching thoughts, switching memories, and somehow they're kind of they've temporarily kind of exchanged things. In terms of how you know it'll go away, it's temporary. It's the way to kind of accelerate it. You probably want to like have somebody just kind of talk them down with an inspiration test. Just talk them down, remind them of who they are.
Yeah, so that's what I want to start doing, is saying, you're being affected by Vaesen. Surely you have stronger wills than this. Think logically, man. Smack.
So roll an inspiration, Gunnar.
All right.
And I'll give you, a +1 because you had so many, because you're so quick to it.
I have no inspiration ability. I'm not very inspirational, but with the +1.
Give it a try.
Yeah,
every bit counts.
yeah, true enough.
Do you have some rerolls banked?
We have 2 left.
1 success.
And I'll say that is definitely enough. And that brief moment of glimpse.
Think logically.
Yeah. That glimpse into something about, like, you swear it was a memory of Bensly, like Bensly did something, and then Bensly, that little street alleyway in Uppsala where you're stealing money from old ladies, that's gone, and suddenly you're kind of back in your own minds. You can feel the suspicion and paranoia towards Caius begin to wash over you like a warm blanket. Yeah.
I imagine if I see Gunner reach out to slap at them and he misses, that I'll just go slap him for him.
Yeah.
His seeing eye slap.
With Sigrid, you would know that this is different. This is sort of a kind of a different magic that's befallen her, a curse of some kind. Sigrid, what are some common like items you would have on you like at all times, like little generic things? We're not talking about like equipment, but little like trinkets or things that you would have on. Something that the rest of the crew would also know about.
I definitely have a couple of different like prayer bead bracelet type things.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got sort of multiple of them in sort of different made of different materials.
Perfect. Gunnar, when you hurry over to Sigrid, you start kind of rifling through her pockets really fast, or like because it dawns on you like she's sleeping. This is magic. Something during the night, they were in our ship. They took something, and you don't. Her prayer beads that she usually has like wrapped around her wrist or something like that, they're missing. If you could retrieve them, that could prematurely break this curse, or eventually that will wear off. It's hard to say how long, but if you could retrieve them from whoever it was that cast the spell, this would go away. But you don't imagine this would probably last too long.
Although knowing that, I will ask people to check your pockets. If there are personal items missing, the little buggers have taken something from our friend here and used it to have cursed her.
I'm really scared to see if they're in my pockets.
No, but you are missing stuff. Every one of you is missing something. Little tiny trinket, a flask, a comb.
My glass eye! I just bought that.
That's fantastic. Okay.
Well, shoot.
This is great. So, do we just carry her until we figure out?
I want to search.
Or leave me
Caius.
where I am. Those are good the choices. Like, that's gonna be a pain.
Okay. How do you search Caius? How does this play out?
I'm just gonna be like angrily patting myself, like I've misplaced something, and I'm gonna just lock eyes on Caius, be able to, like, narrow down and walk up to him like, "You don't have it, do you?"
I
And
don't know.
Start patting him right away.
What are you looking for?
I imagine I'm looking for a pocket watch.
Okay. You find a pocket watch.
Is it my pocket watch?
I mean, you certainly think it is. Looks a lot like yours, as far as you know. Like you're like, this is definitely yours.
Oh, come on.
I nab it and like, that's what I thought.
But I didn't. I really fucking hate pixies.
Guys, that's actually your pocket watch. You know it's your pocket watch, but
I'm not that.
okay.
Look at the size of him. I'm 140 pounds soaking wet.
Mm-hmm. Guys,
I'm gonna like tuck it deep into my pocket so like make sure you can't grab it.
Guys, you start going through your own things and you realize all of your stuff is there. Actually, you're not missing anything. And that's when it occurs on you. Like you feel like a weird, searing pain in your shoe all of a sudden, like in your foot. It's kind of, you didn't really notice it when you woke up. It was kind of cold. You had your socks and stockings on. You start kind of moving your feet around, and what's going on down there? And when you look down, you realize one of your toes is missing.
Oh,
That's
What?
nice.
Yeah, the little pinky toe of your left foot is just missing.
Does it look like grotesquely missing, or like
Yeah,
just like a cute little nub.
just like it was just like a little chunk of it was just sort of like gnawed off.
Ah,
Roll a
Come on,
fear
go home.
test, Caius.
okay.
I think it's time.
Is this like
Fortunately-
noticeable to everyone else?
I mean, I would imagine he's sitting down and like holding his foot up, and it's missing. He's missing, half his pinky toe.
Nice.
I'm
So
gonna
we've
check
got.
inside the pocket watch to make sure he didn't put it in there.
You look inside.
Back in-
There's
No.
there's like a sketch of some woman and some child that like you don't even notice because it just falls out of the pocket watch and just falls to the ground.
Okay, so I get.
And it's not
Check
in
the
there.
hounds. One of them might be chewing on it.
Okay, sorry, I had to look up what my bonus was. Okay.
Okay. All right. You have a weird memory kind of flash before your eyes a bit, but you focus. You
I
definitely
mean, at least they're not
focus.
sucking my blood. It's not like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh man. Do we try to push onwards? Because I don't know that trying to chase anything here is gonna do us any good necessarily.
I mean, I feel like they're fighting us more because we're going in the direction they don't want us to go, which is probably the direction we need to go.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
Do we know of any way to maybe ward ourselves from their little asshole magics?
I mean, you can. I mean, most of it is just staying vigilant, and then certain, the different magics themselves all have, mechanically speaking, their own opposition here and there. But yeah, it's just kind of keeping a kind of close watch. There might be magical items of power and such that could protect you, but unfortunately, you don't have any of those. So,
You know what we didn't get from town before we left?
what's
that?
Bellows.
A bellows,
Oh, that's a shame.
because they're supposed to blow a bellows in their home. So
If we
first
find their
we need the
home.
bell and the thing to find the home, but we don't have the bellows. Once
I
we
mean,
get
we
there.
can probably.
Bellows
come
is
up with
easy
that.
enough to put together.
Yeah, we can probably come up with that.
Yeah.
You just make Caius blow on it.
We'll just squeeze Caius and turn him into a bellows.
No.
Bensley thinks he's full of enough hot air that he can take care of himself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll get my binoculars out
Okay.
and attempt to
Okay.
watch as we move, I suppose.
Okay.
You know.
All right. So you continue. Everyone's had a weird experience. Gunnar, you're pretty confident that this isn't the last of it. Sigrid is still sleeping. Who's carrying her? Is that Rubitega? I don't know who's strong.
I'll kind of help, but not that much.
Okay.
I can help.
I suppose it probably would be my character because I think I probably have
Okay.
the most capability to do
Sure.
that.
So you pick up Sigrid. You're carrying her with you. Ivan, you've got this image in your head that continues to replay of an old man getting shot and falling down the stairs and bleeding out on this beautiful tile. Bensly, you have this image in your head of swindling old ladies. And it's not that you're replaying it, it's just sort of there. You can't get out of your head. And plus, Bensly, you're feeling this intense suspicion towards Caius, who's missing half a toe. But as you continue past this farmland, you eventually come to this small stream. You can see that there's there's a slope just beyond it that goes up. There's some kind of small section of stone, this collection of stone on the cliff edge looking off to the west. And you can see that running down the slope towards you are these two young people, probably teenagers or so, that are just running as fast as they can possibly run. And young man, young woman, and they're both running, and you see them try to leap across the stream. And they kind of splash a little bit in the water. They almost make it across, but then they keep running and running. And then you see coming up over the ridge and then coming down the slope in your direction but they're kind of chasing after them. You see these two men, both of whom are carrying weapons. One of them stops for a second, holds up a rifle, and shoots down at the two children that are running. Let's see, one sec.
No.
Let me go ahead and do a quick roll here. It's going to be 7. Okay. That's a miss. They do miss the kids, and the teenagers continue to run. They're 17, 18, something like that. And they're continuing to run. You see a dog is loping alongside. There's some sort of hunting or farm dog is loping alongside, and they just seem to be chasing. What are y'all doing?
For the love of God, stop! Why are you shooting at children?
Which direction are the kids running in relation to us?
So yeah, they're a little further, more inland than you are. You're closer to the sort of the edge. They're probably a good 50 yards to your east, and they're running back the way that you just came from. So they're running back north. You're going south, but they're about 50 yards to your east.
Are we within shouting distance of these
Sure.
two guys?
Yeah.
I would just yell for them to stand down and get my rifle at the ready.
Okay. So roll a manipulation test. And
Sure.
you can take a +1 because Caius yelled out as well. Okay,
Got
and
a success.
they do indeed, like as they're reloading the rifle, they kind of turn and look towards you all, and they're cock their head a little bit to the right, to the left. They exchange some sort of something with each other. They talk for a second, and then they quickly pull the rifle up and they kind of point over in your directions.
Oh, I'm shooting back.
Sure, yeah. We'll do this at the same time. So go ahead and roll your shot.
All
They'll
right.
roll their shot, and we'll all be happy.
Aye.
Why should I go to combat?
Man.
That's 2 successes for me.
1 success on mine.
Okay. So we'll go and say, I mean, you're shooting at each other, and so you just stare at each other, fire, the bullet comes out. You can try to dodge it. You still have like your other action.
Yeah, I'll try and dodge.
Yeah, we're not in full
That's,
initiative yet.
Agility.
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 Yeah.
There it is. A success, so
Okay. So you take 2 damage and they take 2 damage. As you guys shoot each other, and as the gunfire goes off, almost at identical times, you hit each other in your shoulders, kind of in some meaty part of the arm. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll
I hear gunshots. I just kiss the ground.
Okay, so your fault.
probably
Gunner's on the ground.
tell the kid like yell out to the 2 children to like try and make the right to us, and I'll probably shoot at them as well.
Okay, they look at you briefly, and then they look back, and then they're going to keep running, I think. Unless you say something in particular.
I mean, we can try and keep them safe. So I mean,
Okay.
that,
All right. So you just say, come here, we'll keep you safe? Is that all you say?
yeah.
Okay, roll a manipulation test. Let's see if that works.
Forget you have to heave me off your shoulder first before you start attacking.
Yes, you're carrying a woman on your shoulder, and you're like, come over here, we'll keep you safe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're going to keep running. All right. So one of the other ones is, so the one guy who got shot is lingering back. Looks like he's in the process of reloading his rifle. The other one's charging forward. Looks like he's got a handgun. He's not quite in range yet. There's a loping dog now that has hopped into the stream and is running down the stream in your direction. What do all of you do?
I'll probably try to take cover and return fire.
Okay, so you move, take cover. So you move, you find like a little bit of a
way I
rock in the
can
ground.
put
It's no problem.
Sigrid down somewhere safe also.
Okay. So I'll say you can either move and take cover, or you can drop Sigurd to the ground, or you can shoot. So you got like 3 things you're trying to do. You can do 2 of them.
Okay, I'll start with moving and taking cover because that should protect the both of us.
Sure,
first.
that makes sense. So you move, take cover, and you hide. Okay. Who else wants to do something? I don't really care. I don't want to deal with the cards. So just tell me what you're
Yeah,
gonna do.
no. So did he successfully get, so the kids are still going, but the dog is already pretty moving along well ahead of the people with guns,
Yeah, the
right?
dog's ahead of the people with the guns.
I don't want to shoot anything, but I'm more scared of the dog catching the people now that we've drawn the attention of the gunman. So I'll try to call out to the dog to keep it from chasing the kids. I'll grab the pistol. I don't want to shoot the dog, but I'm like, okay, calm down, calm down, boy, calm down.
Okay. So are you actually trying to threaten it like with a gun, or are you trying to get it to calm down?
No, like I'm making sure my gun is ready, but I would much rather just like calm the dog down. I don't want to shoot it if I don't have to.
Roll a manipulation test. Did you guys bring your dogs with you, by the way?
I probably
Gunner
always
did.
have my dog with me.
Yeah,
because
Gunner
it's,
would for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did not.
Manipulation.
We still have 2 rerolls for free.
I don't know that any of us specifically said we did. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's more just along the lines of like, do you think it makes sense that you would bring your dog with you? Which
I
is
don't
fine.
think
And if you think it does, then it's fine with me because you've earned it. You have your kennel. So the dogs and kind of just stops and just starts to tilt its head right and left at you. Doesn't seem to continue to advance.
Okay.
Looks
I'm
over at
happy with
Gunner's
that.
dog maybe. He's like,
So Gunner is getting low to the ground because he heard gunfire, but he's slipping his brass knuckles on one hand. He's got his silver knife out in the other,
Okay,
playing dead.
sounds good. I like it.
I want to roll an observation to see if Caius recognized the children, and that's why he's sticking himself out for.
Okay, roll your observation, and I'm going to just for now on, since we already set the precedent. If you succeed, you think you think the worst of Caius. If you fail,
Yes.
Caius gets off the hook. You think Caius recognized the children?
More damning evidence.
My goodness.
You
We're gonna
you
have to
swear
listen
when
to
they
it
looked
for the
over,
night.
they exchanged a glance. There's something to it.
Yeah, he wouldn't put his neck out when there was danger of people shooting at him. Could
When he saw that the children were going to be shot down, there was just a little trickle of saliva coming down the corner of his mouth.
No, there was no saliva.
You want to do anything else, Bensly?
Are we still being shot at by those two?
Yeah, one of them's in the back with a rifle reloading after just getting shot by Hven, standing
Okay.
without any cover whatsoever. The other one is charging and running down the slope. It is nearing the stream, has a pistol, but they're probably still at like 2 range increments away. So them firing, they need a 0 to 1 for a pistol, I think it is.
Okay. Is there anything to take cover behind?
Absolutely, yeah.
In my same zone.
Yeah, there's plenty of little rocks. You're outside of like the little farmland area. You're approaching the stream, so there's like some rocks and stuff around. You can easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move over there for free.
Yep.
What else do I still have?
Yeah, you have everything, but
I
like,
can.
well, you have everything now because you got your pocket watch back.
Well, so I mean, in terms of like action economy, that I can still do.
So do
So-
you have something with servant that gives you a free move, like a free quick action?
I took a
fast action?
trait that lets me move anywhere in my same zone.
Yeah,
for
so you have
free.
fast. You still have your fast and standard.
Okay.
Your fast and slow. So whatever you want to do.
And then I'm gonna use my extra action with defensive to. Well, I guess that just means I can make a free dodge or parry every turn, right?
Yep.
Basically,
Because I get one extra action,
You have
so I can use that
billion
on
actions.
not my turn.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I'll just ready my pistol and try and shoot at the one that's shooting at us.
Okay. You can also shoot the dog. The dog and Caius seem to have some kind of emotional bond.
That's true.
No.
Yeah. It's up to you.
Hmm.
I don't want to put
I
ideas in your head.
think I need to make another observation to see if the dog's actually on our side or not.
Okay.
Please don't
That'd be
succeed.
another-
Again, if it's a success, the dog is an enemy. It's the worst possible outcome.
Thank goodness.
You
Okay,
suspect that
yeah,
it's
it's just a
just a
dog.
dog. It's just a dog. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dogs can be wrong too sometimes.
Okay.
So.
Ivan, you want to do anything?
What's the reload time on that rifle? Do I have to spend a?
Well, you could get a shot off this round. It's fine.
Oh, then I'm gonna keep shooting
Sure.
at the dude.
So there's one in the
Yeah.
back. You could see he's loading. He's like getting his rifle ready to go again. And then there's the one that's running a little bit closer now, who's got a pistol out. Looks like he'll be in the in the next round. He'll be able to, like after you when they go, he'll be able to fire.
There's plenty of people here that can take care of the close one.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep trying to hit that one that's way out there.
Go right ahead.
Nope.
We have 2 free rerolls if you want them.
Is that okay? Yeah, I'll use it.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Captain Carrion.
Oh,
Nope.
I mean, that's a free reroll, so you can still push if you want to push.
I don't. I've already got 2 physical
Okay, fair enough.
conditions.
Fair enough. Okay, so then has everyone done something of note? I think
Yep.
so. Okay,
secret snoring.
yeah. Okay, so
Safely.
the guy with the gun is gonna like start running across. He's gonna lope through the stream. He's gonna hold his gun out and he's gonna fire. I think he's gonna shoot over at Rubatega. You're behind cover, so you have armor and stuff, but he's still gonna do it. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That's 2 successes. But you can roll armor now. and so you're behind a rock. So I'll say you can take 3 for that, plus whatever. You have normal armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Now, am I still allowed to dodge first?
did you use anything on your turn?
I have defensive as well.
Oh, then yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I just assumed because you did 2 things. My bad.
I actually have fleet-footed for that free move on the zone and defensive as well.
Absolutely. So first, roll your agility, see if you can dodge.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll take a little less from it.
So it cuts one of those off, and now you can roll your armor. So 3 plus your armor. How much is your armor?
2.
Okay, so roll 5 d6s, and for every d6 you get, reduces the damage.
Let's do it this way. Oh God. Let me do that again.
It's a few more than 5.
Yeah, I think
is.
I think I'll just go ahead and keep that, Jeff. That looks pretty good.
Yeah. I did.
What are you doing?
I hit the wrong button again. Sorry.
It's all good.
I meant to double click and have it. I'm just doing one of the rolls from the top of the sheet
Okay.
and just changing the values in it, and it didn't erase the 2. It just put a 2 in front of it.
Okay. And
That's reasonable. I'll
okay,
take it.
and a pistol, you'll take it. And a pistol does do 2 damage. So the gun, it goes off, the bullet flies, and it hits the rock right in front of you. You can see it just ding right off of it and goes into the ground. And luckily, no one takes any damage. Then he's gonna keep running across. And Gunner, you can hear footsteps getting closer. If you want to kind of swipe out, you're welcome to do that if you like.
I do, in fact.
Go right ahead. So,
Close combat?
Yeah, so go ahead and roll close combat, and I feel like you can hear him coming, so I won't. You're kind of doing a blind strike, obviously, but go ahead and roll it.
I'm gonna push that.
Okay, go for it.
That. I got a
We
lot
still
of
have a
dice. in
free
that.
reroll.
Yeah, we have one more
we
free
do?
reroll. Yeah, take it if you
Okay.
want.
Yep.
All right, done. Thank you, Captain Carrion. Again,
Oh, come on!
you got it, dude. You're
One
gonna reach
success.
out. You're gonna punch with the brass knuckles, slash with the
Silver
knife. And you can hear him go, "Rah!" And he just stumbles to the ground. Pistol goes flying as he slides over. He's not dead, but you kind of knock him over and slow down his charge at this point.
This is where it gets ugly, Jeff. I'm gonna just crawl myself over him, just digging in with that knife as I crawl up him. What the
Okay. So
Everybody's got
Pixies! They're driven to madness. We don't have to kill them.
so the dog is still kind of just cocking his head back and forth. Doesn't seem aggressive. What did the rest of you want to do?
I'd be
Boy, I
looking to take
think
another
I'll try and
shot.
take. Yeah, you want to take your shot first?
All right, go ahead. Oh, I don't think I fired with that guy, did I?
Shh.
I didn't actually. Yeah, I think I'll take a shot with that guy.
Sure.
Um,
I'd miss anyway.
all right, I think he'll. I mean, it's a rifle on, rifle off. So I think he's gonna
Yeah.
fire down towards Hven. One success. You got an action to dodge.
Yeah, I should. I just used the shots.
Okay.
Ooh.
Roll your agility.
Movement is you can dodge with your movement, your quick
Yes,
action.
with
or-
quick action.
Okay. Yeah. Then yeah, I'll try and dodge that.
Yeah. And
Yep.
you do.
There we
I only
go.
got one success in the shot. You do manage to dive out of the way. A little bit, some high grass nearby. He kind of misses. You see it clip one of these little stalks just where you were just standing. You try to return fire, but your quick movement, you see it kind of goes wide. He doesn't get hit either, and he's immediately back to loading that rifle. Rest of you. Gunner took his action. He's stabbing away at the guy. What the rest do you want to do? And Ivan is
I'll
gone.
try and shoot the guy at range.
Okay, the one.
I have a rifle.
You have a
also.
rifle? Go right ahead.
Yeah. So I feel like I've got a chance of doing this right here. Let me see what I get from my weapon here. 2 bonus. Okay. Oh, that's right. I can just. I'm getting rusty out of this. There we go.
All right, that'll be good. You see as you lower your gun, take a second, breathe, fire, and you can see the other shoulder as he goes flailing off. Gun goes hurtling up in the air, starts sliding down the slope a bit, and he collapses to the ground. Who else? Caius and Bensly, I think, are left.
I'll probably go. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna take a shot at whoever's closest.
Yeah, there's a man scrambling in the ground. Gunner is crawling after him, stabbing at his legs as the guy is trying to scramble away.
Gunner should just have 2 knives and just use them to move across the ground.
I
I
think he's got that. I'm gonna shoot at the other one.
That's
No, the other one's already down. This is the only
that
one.
is the other.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
my bad.
There's only the one crawling.
I'm afraid to hit Gunner, but I'll take a shot. That'd be ranged combat.
Okay.
Hey.
He ran and he shot, so that's good. That's 2 damage. Add in Gunner's 1 damage, and yeah, you get him. You see a kind of a big old burst of red pop up from somewhere in his back as he turned around to sort of kick Gunner away with his feet. And as he lifts his torso up, you shoot him square in the back. Explodes, blossoms red on his jerkin. He collapses to the ground. The dog still just he's kind of looking over at Caius.
I'll just kind of beckon him to come with me as I sort of try and, as calmly as possible, walk towards the one that's not being stabbed and shot into a giant blossom of blood.
Roll a manipulation to see if the dog comes to you and is friendly or bolts and runs away.
Okay. I'm happy with either of those options, just so long as it doesn't attack me.
It's a big dopey looking dog too. It's not like some fancy Doberman or anything like that. Just like kind of these big old ears. Okay. And it just paddles up all of a sudden, just starts licking your hand and such.
Okay, and now that I'm pretty sure that thing's not going to like tear me in half, I'm gonna go over to the other man who's been shot and do my best to keep him from bleeding out.
Yeah, so you see him, he's You kidnappers. The king will hear of this.
We're not kidnappers. Maybe we can help the king. We don't
Release
understand
the
what's
queen.
going
Release her.
on. Wait, no, and I'll there's no chance to.
Roll a medicine.
Okay. No, we'll help you. I don't understand what's going on. Why? Just wait. Please stop dying. Stop killing each other.
What? Get away from me, you filth invader. Get
I'm
off
not an
me.
invader. I'm just one. Please. Like, you were chasing somebody, and we asked you to please not shoot him, and then you shot us, and I don't want you to be hurt.
Where
but I don't
did
wanna be hurt.
Where did you take her? Where is she? Where
I don't
is
know
she?
who she is.
Queen Rebecca, where is she?
Queen, can we help you with this? I would like for your queen to be found. I don't know who it is, though.
Got some more bits from Captain Carry-On.
Starts to
Look,
drift
even
off.
your dog trusts me, okay? I'm not a bad guy.
He reaches up, grabs you.
We will find her.
For the honor of the king. And he kind of passes out from the pain.
Well, we can go get their gear at least. That's another rifle if somebody wants it.
There's a pistol on the ground right next to this guy. Thank you, Captain Curie. You're very generous.
So, he said we have to find their queen?
That's
He
he's
called
trying
them
to find.
kidnappers.
Called you
uh,
kidnappers. Called
well,
you-
Invaders.
yeah, invaders and everything.
We should probably figure out where those kids were going. They're
Yeah.
still like within sight or not. I don't know.
Roll a vigilance. See if you see him.
Has the shooting stopped?
I do
Can I
have,
get
Yeah,
up
buddy,
now?
You can get up. You can get up.
I do have my
Got your
binoculars.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. And that's some medicine. Sorry. Go ahead and roll it when you're ready.
God darn it! Why does it keep doing that? I'm sorry.
There's so many dice.
What?
I keep typing in the bonus and I go to double click to highlight the 0 and change it into a 2 and then it unselects it and it just puts the 2 at the front of
Dan's
it.
trying to pull a fast one over on me.
Well, it's not a very
I wasn't
good
born
one.
yesterday, sir.
It's not a very good one.
That's
And now we
why
could do
Dan
that.
dies in the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong today, so
Yeah,
on.
you can't see them. You're looking. I don't know. Do you want to push?
not for this. I mean, we can always go after them.
Fair
if
enough.
We feel like it.
Okay. Now they seem to have, in all of the confusion, have found a way to get the hell out of here. Okay. There's still this other guy up on the slope too. You go over.
Yeah. I still want to go check over.
You
on
grab
that
the
guy.
rifle. You see him trying to like climb down the slope, just blood trail, following him. For the glory of the king.
Where's the king?
Where's the queen?
Wouldn't you like to know?
What have you done with her?
Where's the queen? Who is the queen?
Why is the queen?
Why? Why have you taken her? Why have
is-
you
we
broken his
but-
heart?
Maybe
is the-
we could offer our services to the king if we could just be granted an audience with him. We are a very skilled group of people.
Why? So you can steal him away too?
No, I don't steal people.
No, you only kill them.
I saved you. I no,
This
it's
is
a
a different
bandit.
one.
This is different guy.
Oh,
What is the queen? That's my question.
Yeah, he seems to be under the same kind of influence that you've seen some of these. He's like, his pupils are dilated. He seems kind of deranged. He's babbling about nonsense. Like, there's no king or queen on this island. This is, there's nothing here. There's a mayor maybe, but that's about it.
Not of the people on this island, but maybe some Vaesen or something. Perhaps.
I stand by finding the descendant of old Tough Deer.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you've got.
You-
Good.
Ivan, do you need some help?
Yeah, that would be great. You shot me.
It's around this point where Sigrid, you wake up, feeling refreshed. You look around. Oh, there's a dead body, blood. That might be a dead body too. Oh, we have an extra
No.
dog. Why is Ivan bleeding from 2 holes? Why is Gunnar stabbing the ground?
Yes. Sigrid asked all of those questions.
Come, Bosworth, lick the blood from me. Clean me up good, boy.
What a good name. I love Bosworth.
Those are just pretty good.
Father is gonna develop an unnatural taste for human flesh.
Oh no.
It's being cultivated.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you to whoever kept me from getting shot. Much appreciated.
I suppose Ivan kind of went out of his way to block most of the bullets.
Yeah, was my intention.
Instead of just taking cover like I did with Sigrid.
Listen, obviously, one of us is the coward, and the other one of us is named Ivan. So I mean, it's fine.
This checks out.
Can we try to do a scene to try to do a little healing? A
Sure.
little medicine?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I can try a medicine.
Okay. Go for it. So you try to take Ivan aside and help patch him
Yeah,
up.
I'm just
Sure.
practicing this, so we'll see how it goes. Why do I have a -1? Huh. Yay, I succeeded.
You probably have a condition.
That's right.
Okay.
Does that just remove one?
I believe so.
Okay,
I've
so-
done a lot of healing.
So don't forget, you don't need to roll a check for this. For the short scene, for the one day scene thing, it's just a success. You just burn the time. If you're trying to do like a lengthy heal, then that's going to take like a whole day. So
Oh yeah. I was
Ivan
just
can
trying to do
get
the scene
you can
thing.
get you can either recover 2 physical or you can recover 2 mental.
Oh,
So
2
physical,
I'm
yeah,
back up to top.
right. So yeah, you don't have to roll for it. Sorry.
Sweet.
Okay, so just take a little time, etc. What do y'all want to do? Continue towards Backviken?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, either that or we chase the kids down.
Yeah, I would say that the patching of you took some time. 20, 30 minutes
Yeah.
or so.
Okay, then yeah,
So-
let's head towards that.
Okay. All right.
vein.
So you come up, you cross the stream, go up the ridge, look out at the ocean, beautiful, or the strait, I should say, the Russen Strait. Looks beautiful, beautiful. And you see down below you, there's a small collection of buildings, even smaller than Kirkbakken, which has a few long piers. This has some rickety kind of wooden pier going out. You can see there's like 24 rowboats off in the water, kind of around the pier in some way. And you can see that there's probably about 4 buildings of note scattered around the shoreline and up on the ridge looking down. Then there's like a little swale that goes down towards where the dock is. From this distance, you do see that there's one figure moving about in between some of these small buildings.
Full adult?
Looks large enough to be. It doesn't look like a kid or
Okay.
anything.
Okay. Shall we sneak up and take them by surprise?
Perhaps. Everybody's been pretty dangerous so far.
Who's the worst at stealth?
Probably me.
Who's got?
No. Probably the blind person. You can't see where his
Okay,
finger going.
that's a fair point.
Pretty bad at it too.
Jeez. Go ahead and roll it, Gunner.
So stealth.
Yeah, just roll a what's it called?
If a blind man can get there sneakily,
Yeah.
I meant to
all the
say,
rest of us can, for sure.
It's precision. Yeah, stealth precision.
Nope.
Okay. You start going down the swale down towards the dock where the different buildings are scattered, and you see, as you get kind of close, you hear like a kind of an old man's voice, Hannah, like kind of screaming out, and then he turns and looks and he sees you all, and he's got like a big old axe on the back, and he pulls it off his shoulder, and he starts kind of running in your direction. Where is she, you? And he's kind of holding it up, and he's got this big bushy, like, but still beautiful, like, beard, and yeah. it's just charging.
Hail Queen Rebecca Long, may she know peace. We've done nothing with her. We would like to help.
What?
Best wishes upon her. We hope that she is found soon. Perhaps we might be of assistance.
Have you seen my daughter?
Elmer, is that you?
He kind of looks over at you. How do you know my name?
Oh,
Crazy man at the church.
that is exactly how.
That old lunatic nearly got me killed. Wouldn't come help me find her. Have you? I don't recognize any of you.
We're new here.
Yeah, we're not from here.
I'm looking for my daughter, Hannah. She's.
Is that the one that we found?
I mean, as far as you know. No, you found an Alice, an older woman who has nice buns.
right.
She makes nice buns. She's a baker. He starts describing her, like, have you seen her? Like, she looks like this, and just like, you haven't come across that description. Yeah, she's
I'm going to make an observation just as I'm studying Caius as he's listing off the details of her to see if any like twinge of recognition crosses him.
Okay, roll your observation.
As if Caius is one of his children,
I fail.
his daughter.
Yeah, you don't notice any kind of sign of recognition from Caius. Do you want to push it though?
It was tempting,
It's
but
tempting.
I'm already hurt.
It was tempting. I haven't seen her for a week. Or 2, or I'm not sure really. I have gaps in the memory. I don't know what's befallen this place. Everyone has just lost their minds. I can't get the people to come out of the boats. They're starving themselves to death in the boats. Viviana thinks she's a young man and a sailor, and she's older than I am. She won't help at all, and I went and saw Stefan, but his wife is dear friends with my Hannah, but she's been sleeping for days, he said. Can't wake her up. I fear the worst. I've seen people shoot each other. We've been friends with them for decades, longer, and everyone's lost their minds. I need to find her, and I need to get off this island, maybe. I don't know.
Are there any places that were special to her that she might have gone to?
Yeah. Yeah, she loved to walk. She loved to walk across the island. She's been so sad lately. Her husband passed none too long ago, and she's been heartbroken ever since. And I don't know. That's why I wanted to see Mona. I thought maybe she would know. She would know where she might hide, where she might go.
You know anything about a king
Or queen.
King or
here
queen?
on the island?
Let me do a roll. Let's see if he does. Let's do a little lore test for him.
Okay.
Or not lore. We're not playing Forbidden Lands. What am I talking about here? Do some learning. He's got good logic, actually. So this is gonna be. Oops, sorry, wrong button. This is gonna be 6 die. So 6 die. He's got 1 success. He sort of like got this rueful child. What? King. What? Are you a child? From the nursery rhyme?
Yeah, what can you tell us
Sure.
about that?
So he's like, my wife used to sing it to Hannah when she was a child. How's it go? And he starts singing a bit, and it's just like it referenced like a king of the elves, you know, like just kind of someone like there's like this weird rhyme with like Tyson Daft or something. Like the name just doesn't make sense. Like, and Tyson Daft broke his raft, and on the island he stayed. Around the grounds he looked for a wife, and for all his lonely days. And he just sings it like, what does that have to do with anything? Please take this seriously. What's wrong with you? There are missing people. People die. This is not the time for nursery rhymes.
Some of them were asking about a queen who's gone missing.
They're-
Very strange.
Yes, and I met an old friend of mine who I used to go fishing with as a boy, who yesterday thought he was a dog, so I'm not sure if people are in their right minds.
I'm quite certain they're not.
Yeah.
Stare at the dog for a second. I'd like to observe the dog to see with his old friend.
Go ahead, roll an observation. If you pass, it is his old friend.
Okay, I kid. But I am suspicious.
I know. Okay. Will you help me find her at least, please? Like you're the only ones who seem sane. Sometimes I lose the day and I wake up somewhere far from where I was. And then I have my faculties for a bit, and then other times I don't, and I remember peculiar things. I don't know what's happening here. Food poisoning, maybe? I'm not sure. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we? I'm not.
We were here to meet Vivian, weren't we?
Viana.
Have any of us
Mhm.
experienced like
We mentioned.
time
No.
messing?
No, you've experienced some other things, but not time.
Maybe just because we haven't been here long enough.
Could be.
I mean, Gunnar would know enough about elves and their magic, and fairies, that there's often a large array of wonderful things that they could do. That they do actually have a spell, that there is a spell that was noted at some point in the annals of society that has the ability to kind of sort of rob you of experience, of time, or slow time, or just blacken memory, that kind of thing. There's all sorts of things shenanigans that they could potentially do.
So we knew from the village that we could kind of snap them out for a very short period of time.
Sure. Yeah.
Might it be worth trying to have a chat with Viviana and try to snap her out for a little bit to see if she can give us some information that we're seeking?
With the big old axe, he points down to one of the buildings. She's in there, but she keeps calling herself Leo. She says she's a sailor and that she came here looking for something and can't find her crew now. But the woman is 94 years old. She's not a sailor. She's afraid of the water. I'd say, and we used to have conversation. How could you live on an island if you're afraid of the water?
Perhaps she's had that same memory swap business. Is there something you can tell us of her memories that we might be able to try and reinforce her personality?
Yeah, and he'll go through, like, she's a quirky old woman. She's the one that kind of scares the children, with kind of creepy stories and, like, be careful where you wander on the island at night. You never know what little hole you might fall into and what's underneath the island, that kind of stuff. She's a weaver. She, like, makes little, she, like, weaves together little baskets and things like that.
Okay. I mean, maybe we can
Okay.
use that to try and talk her back into
Sure.
herself.
So you go down, door opens, and you can see that there is, like, a 90-something-year-old woman, like, wrinkly as can be, stringy gray hair, and she's sitting, like, leaning back in her chair, like, legs, like, spread, like she's man-spreading a bit with the way she's sitting. She's got her arm kind of thrown back on the chair that she's sitting on. It's kind of crooked, and she's just taking this big old swig out of this jar of some kind, and you can just hear, what the? This is ridiculous. This is just a dream. This is just a dream. This is just a dream. And then looks up and sees all of you.
Hello.
I told you, I'm not your old woman.
We figured that. Who are you?
My name is Leo. I serve as a yeoman's mate on, that's not right, boatswain's mate, on the Marigold. We came here.
Like a bosun.
Bosun, that's the word I was looking for. I was like, the one with the B. I'm a bosun on the Marigold, and we were here, and I don't know what the hell happened. Why am I an old woman?
Yeah, do you remember, was it Squabble?
That's the name, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, would he know Squabble though?
He
'Cause I thought
shouldn't.
No. It's like an
Yeah.
argument.
Yeah, no, okay. Just making sure your faculties are there.
You know where?
Captain doesn't brook that type of talk on her ship.
Do you know where the body of you went?
All I can tell you is that a few days ago, we were here, a week maybe, and the old man in the church said to come see this old woman. This old woman.
We got the same information.
We were looking for treasure or something, and we wanted to know about the ruins, the observatory, and that she would know something, and she took us there. I remember we got lost in the hedge, and there's a maze of some kind, and then all of a sudden some kind of dust flew everywhere. We heard screams, and then blacked out, and I was running and running. I heard the captain yelling to run and run, so I ran and ran. It wasn't until I got here and I felt the pain. This woman has so much gout. Look at this. Look at it. He's just kind of showing you, like, her ankles. The swelling still hasn't gone down. It wasn't until I got to the shore when I looked at my reflection that I'm not an old woman. I'm not.
Well, you weren't.
Don't get smart with me. I might be old, but this woman's got some strong arms.
So you went to, you said the old lighthouse, was that it?
No, the observatories.
The observatory. Okay. And your captain
by
just
the
started yelling,
ruins?
"Run!"
Well, there's dust, just dirt and sand just flew up out of the hedges, got in our eyes. We started coughing. I couldn't breathe. I blacked out for a moment. Then I started.
Probably when you switched places.
Well, he was him until he got here.
Perhaps not.
Or maybe he just started running and didn't notice he wasn't him until.
Yeah,
the
I think that's what he
captain said
said.
to run, so I ran. I didn't stop. I didn't look. I just ran. It hurt. I thought I might have broken my leg or something, but then I looked down and I realized I have old woman legs.
It's probably not your first assumption when you feel pain. So
She has so
Thanks.
many aches and pains. She is a saint, honestly.
So she was there with you at the observatory.
Yes, she led us there. She was showing us.
Do you
So
recall?
what do you normally look like?
Well, I'm actually a very attractive young man, mid to late 20s. I have a very tightly cropped beard that I'm very proud of. We have all sorts of different oils that we're able to get through trade.
We didn't kill someone who looked like him, did we?
No, not that you recall.
Okay. Would he look like one of the two people who went running by us by chance?
No, those are much younger. Those are like teenagers.
Much younger. Okay, just making sure.
Who else was there that you can remember?
Oh, goodness. Let me go to my notes.
So he starts listing the names of the different people on his ship. He says there's Captain Hven, there's Taya, there was Silas, and there was myself.
Is there anywhere that they would have gone since they don't appear to be here? They weren't at the ship.
They would have gone back to the ship. I went back to once I got my faculties, I traveled up there and looked, and well, that place was terrible. There were people trying to kill me, so this place is much quieter, and everyone is just on boats for some reason out in the water, so I thought this is better for now. I was going to take one of these rowboats and maybe I could just make it across, but again, 96-year-old woman, I'm worried if I have the fortitude to make it all the way across.
Have you spoken to any of the people that are on boats? Do they think that they're your old crewmates?
No, they're afraid of me and everything. Some of them think they're fish. I don't
Oh.
understand. It was just like, what's in? You don't think it was in the booze, do you? He kind of holds us up, and he just throws it to the other side of the room, and it cracks, and this beautiful wine spills down the side of the wall.
That's a shame.
It's a waste.
Oh, she's got
Well.
more. She's got so much more. This woman, so much booze.
Okay. Just enjoy
Gotta,
that.
yeah, supply yourself. So
We really
you
need to
ran
find-
here and started hurting.
Yes.
Did you by any chance see where your body ran off to?
Where anybody else ran
I
off
can't
to.
say I remember ever seeing my body. I heard Captain Hven screaming, yelling, telling us to run. We're under attack, some such retreat, that sort of thing. And just instinctively I ran, and I ran here.
Okay.
But the
Is there
last
anywhere
I saw them was
else?
by the observatories.
Is there anywhere else on the island they might have gone to that you've been previously?
I've explored a little. I get winded very quickly, but the people here are going crazy. I've been shot at. Somebody thought I was their mother, and this man here keeps Yeah, he says my name is Viviana. I suppose that's my lot in life now. You can call me Viviana. But I've looked a little bit, but
Doing where
I
you
haven't
haven't
found
looked.
anybody. I am not going back to the middle of the island. No, I am not going.
I mean, anywhere you have not been yet.
I don't know the island all that well, but I think I've looked here, and I've tried to look at the docks by the ship,
Which is where we came from.
and that's about all I've really done.
Do you have a bellows?
Do I have a bellows? He looks up at like Elmer, the mayor, who's just like, what is happening? Do I have a bellows? And he's like, no, you don't have a bellows. I don't think. Do you? And I have a fireplace. And he kind of goes over, and there's like a little, there's a little tiny little whoosh, whoosh, if you want it. It's really small. I have a bellows, apparently.
Okay.
I know it sounds like a very bizarre request. Is there any chance we might borrow that just for a little while?
Sure, fine, take it.
Thank you.
There's slightly bigger things of concern, but hey, if you need to, that's fine.
I don't
I
trust
understand.
Caius with it.
Do you just snatch it out of his hands when he grabs it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Similarly, seeming unimportant.
I don't need to be
request.
dusted any more efficiently. Thank you very much.
Do you have scarves or some sort of nose and mouth covering?
She has a handful of clothing, and there are not many different changes of clothes, however.
I'll go kind of see what I can find and grab one and ask if anyone else in the group would like.
Don't
Face-
just go through this woman's things, mine things, her things.
It's for the greater good.
Important.
For the
Everyone
greater
keeps
good
talking about
to
this
ransack
dust.
this woman's home.
You
There's dust and smoke.
and stuff.
When you inhale
You
it,
have
bad
your
things
own
happen.
clothes. You could use those things.
And I'm just gonna take this scarf.
Yeah.
God, robbing an old woman.
It's nice
We'll-
that you're so protective of her.
We'll
things.
return it if we,
I have memories sometimes of her. I can almost hear her from time to time. And she lived a very interesting life.
Speaking of,
Mhm.
you
Would you have enough memories of her to perhaps tell us some things?
She very much enjoyed going around on the island and catching small critters, and she would pick up little branches and shells, and she would make little trinkets with them.
So I want to look around the house for one of those trinkets.
Okay.
Is there anywhere
Yeah.
in particular that you have like a ton of memories on? Is there some place in the island that she seemed to go to a lot more than others?
Oh, she went to there's some sort of, little, what is it? Let me check my notes. There is a,
Accessing memories. Stand by.
there are these old rock carvings, that she would often picnic by.
Do you know where those are?
Mm,
You remember how she got there?
I think he's like thinking for a second, to the east, maybe along the coast.
Close by? Like we
Yes.
could get there in like 20 minutes?
I don't know.
I stare at Caius intently as he's giving us this information.
Are your feet up to taking a little walk with us? We
I-
want to try something.
See if you can walk the path of your memory.
Fine, fine. You come, rob an old woman, now force her to walk off into an island where people are trying to kill each other. Sure.
I mean, we're trying to help.
Okay, if you're trying to help, fine.
You seem like a really good person, and I hope that we find a way to fix this.
I do too. Okay.
So I want to try to take one of the little trinket things that she made
Okay.
with us as we walk to this rock.
Okay.
place.
So you walked. Is anyone doing anything else in this town before we
No, I'm good to walk.
Okay.
I'm scared more people will want to hurt me if we stay here too long.
I find some good soup bones for Bosworth. He's a good dog.
That one you could easily find probably.
What about dog number 2? Are we leaving him without bones?
Plenty
Okay.
for dog number 2. In honor of Dogsmore, whatever his name is. Dan.
Dogmore.
Dogmore.
Dogmore, is that it? Yeah.
Dogsmore.
Dogsmore.
Sounds like
In
a
honor of Dogsmore,
store.
I'll find some bones for the other one and give them to Caius. Be like, here, it's your dog now.
Okay. So you start heading kind of eastward. You go climb back up the cliff, head eastward a bit. And it's as far as you can tell, peaceful journey. You don't really encounter any other lunatics. Are you bringing Elmer along with you? The distraught, bearded man
I
looking
don't
for his
think
daughter.
so.
Okay. If you see Hannah, she looks like this, and she has this, and she like kind of describes like exactly how she looks like. Just make sure you just tell her father's looking for her.
We'll keep an eye out.
So, what is
we
Bensly
have
looking for?
I'm wondering if Caius gets any tinge of recognition as he's describing.
He does. He does. You see his eyes, and he gets a little sketchy, and it's almost as if his eyes go kind of down a little bit when, like, he's trying to avoid notice.
More evidence.
Can't wait for the trial. There's so much evidence right now.
I know.
I'm so scared of
Almost
you.
got it all figured out.
You're gonna break me in half when you finally snap.
But you eventually come across this what looks like a series, like almost like a ring of these old stones, and they each have these little carvings in them. Very, very old. It looks like faded here and there. Like you can tell some of them have been weathered, like the carvings along the outside of the rocks are certainly faded, but the ones that are on the interior that haven't been hit by as much wind have kind of been shielded somewhat. Also into the ground itself, like where it's a little bit of a rocky terrain. Yeah, it just looks like these old carvings.
This seems like the place that we needed to find.
You also notice that there's like a couple large rings of mushrooms around here as well.
It sounds like exactly the place that we needed to get to.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
High
getting
Shelf
raid.
Gaming, thanks for the raid.
Thank you for that raid, High Shelf Gaming. We are playing Vaesen tonight.
So, Gunner, we found your mushroom rings. What do you want to do?
Well, typically, the rings are a way they enter into our world. Perhaps some investigation there.
Sure. Roll investigation if anybody wants to. Sure.
I'll help him out with that, yeah. Oh, I'm terrible at it, but I'll still do it.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's a no.
Okay. They look edible.
One success.
So you would think it's less about where they enter and exit the world, but more along the lines of where they likely have been dancing or celebrating exuberant in some way.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
Sigrid would
like
like
a
to look
perfect
around the
circle too.
pictures.
It's kind of awkward, like almost.
Sometimes
surprising.
things are placed there. Can I dig around in the middle of the, or ask someone to dig around in the middle of the circle to see if there is anything that has been, like, I expect maybe the stuff that was stolen from us might be put there.
You would know that if they wanted to continue casting certain magics on you, that they would need to keep those trinkets
okay.
on them.
Okay.
Oh, Shadowrun. They were playing Shadow. We just played some Shadowrun last night. Nice.
Nice.
Sure did.
Yeah. It
We
almost
could
went
potentially
horrible.
we could potentially do our little path identification ritual here.
You could indeed.
Since this is a place that they seem to frequent a lot and has some power. So perhaps this could lead us to their their homes.
Meanwhile, Leo / Viviana is like, okay, like I'm here. Now what? Like, why am I here? You're gonna push an old woman off a cliff. That's what you're gonna do, aren't you?
No.
We're gonna toss you off the cliff. We brought the gloves and everything.
He's joking, right? Please say he's joking.
Yes.
Yes.
Joking. So have a seat, and we're gonna try something. So
God, this is harder than it looks.
This is gonna look silly, but you've seen some silly stuff happening already here, so just
It's true. It's
Keep it
true.
in
I've
mind.
had some bad trips, but
Yeah.
this is the most. This is the worst.
so I'm going to.
I've woken up with an old woman, but I've never woken up as an old woman.
I'm gonna hide the scarf or anything like that in my bag. I'm gonna pull out the other little trinket that she made, and I'm just gonna kind of describe it a little bit, like, oh, this is very beautiful craftsmanship, and I see the the pebbles and the stones and all of that, and
Instinctively, they
Can
just kind
you-
of reach out for it. Like, I
can you-
remember when I did that. Wait, no, I don't. I didn't make
yeah,
this.
can you tell me more about where did you
I
find
don't
these
know
pebbles?
anything about this except I found the shells when I was walking around the southern over by my home and just wait.
Right by your house. Yeah. Can tell me more about the house.
Yeah, you were just
Real
there.
quick, before we change them all the way, I'd like to give him a piece of information that to see if it's like a copy of his consciousness on her or if it's like actually his consciousness that's been moved to her. Because if it's a copy and we tell it something and then he doesn't remember it when we find him,
Okay. What do you tell him? Don't trust the writer.
yeah, something about that. I'd whisper something along that lines. Like,
Do you really? Okay.
the writer tells lies.
The writer tells lies. Okay. I don't even know how to read, but okay. But yeah, I don't know anything about you. You were there. It was I built it with my own 2 hands, all by myself. Stefan and Mona came and brought the brick to help. And whoa, roll an inspiration test.
Nice.
Ooh.
maybe we're switching them back.
And I will give you +2, 1 for the coming here to a familiar place, and 1 for having a little trinket as well. So +2. Okay.
One.
And this goes on for a good 10 minutes as like going back and forth, but each time like Viviana comes in, like the voice comes in, like it's there a little bit longer and longer until finally she just collapses. Like it's this blackout and she just like face palms right to the ground. And a few minutes after that, little rain begins to fall.
We throw her body into the ocean.
Just to dispose of the evidence. Think, well, that didn't work. We killed her. But she gets up. Could somebody help me up? God, is there not a gentleman at all? Oh, goodness. Oh, who are you people? Oh,
We're a bunch of strangers from Uppsala.
What's the last thing that you remember?
I was the size of an insect, but I was a man, and I was
Oh, no.
hanging upside down in front of a furry little man with a crown on his head. And they were threatening to kill me if I didn't give up something or other, a woman. Oh, goodness.
Queen?
Oh, how much did I drink? Yes, Queen. Yes, that's what it was. Oh, God, I drank way too much. Oh, goodness.
Do you remember where that location was?
Oh, we were underground. I know that. Oh, where were we? Last thing I remember is I was taking the sailor folk into the island by the ruins, and we were showing them around. I got my left and my rights confused again. It happens sometimes. You know how it is. And I made a left when I should have made a right, and I got lost in the hedge maze, and all of a sudden it was raining dust, and I heard bugs, just so many bugs, and laughing. I heard laughing too, and then everything went black, and then I woke up and I was getting dragged, and I heard all sorts of snickering. Oh, and then I was on the ground. Ah. Whew, and they were poking me with sticks. It was the
Sure.
strangest. All these little things. Yeah. Well, they were bigger than me actually, but I think they were little when I first saw them, and then they blew some dust in my face, and they got real big afterwards. Oh, huge, enormous. And then I blacked out again. Oh, blackouts really do help the psyche. I think they're definitely useful.
When they grew larger, did the sticks that they were holding also grow with them?
Oh, wait. No? Wait.
You got smaller.
No, it was all a dream anyway, so who cares? Oh. Whew.
I don't know that it was a dream.
How long have... Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Just awful nightmare. Oh. Tiny little things underneath the earth just poking me to death. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a real good one. Anyhow. Oh, thanks for helping me up. I suppose
So
I best...
you might want to stay seated. Just so you know, that wasn't a dream. There have been some issues here on the island, and many different things, such as what you experienced, have actually been occurring.
I'm old. It doesn't mean I'm senile. Doesn't mean
Oh,
I'm...
no.
I'll
You're
just
not.
wait till you see
And I
the
point
rest.
over to Bensly and I say, this morning, he looked like a dog.
You
And
look
then I
over and
point-
he looks fine now. Oh, did he now? He looked like a
He did.
dog, did he? Oh, okay.
He did. And this one over
Ears and
here,
everything.
he was 8
Okay.
feet tall.
Oh, 8 feet tall. Okay, sure he was. That's
And actually,
rich.
just about 10 minutes ago, we were talking to you, and there's a sailor named Leo.
Leo.
Yes.
How did you know that name?
Because you were
We were talking to him.
That's what
talking to
they.
him.
That's what the other sailors kept calling me. They kept calling me Leo, and I'm like, I'm not Leo.
There's been some mind switching that's been going on.
You're not reading my mind or something like that, are you? Was I talking in my? I was talking in my sleep. That's what it was. I was talking in my sleep again. I do that sometimes.
No,
Yes, it's
No,
because
no,
I'm
no.
lonely. It's 'cause-
You were calling yourself Leo in your sleep?
and you were telling us all
An
about.
old woman can't be blamed, or for what happens in her dreams.
But you know about Hven and Taya and.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening here. This is just a big prank on an old woman. That's what it is. You're just gonna get your friends here, get them to fill me up with all sorts of crazy tales, get them to go out, and now you're taking advantage of me. I get it.
We'll take you back.
I
to
don't
the
have any
town,
money. There's nothing you can
and
get
you
from
can
me.
see the people who think they're fish on the ship. It's
Okay.
happening right now.
Roll manipulation test.
Also, I kind of want to ask the group kind of hushed, do we think she has the sight if she was able to see the people?
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good. I wasn't even thinking.
That's her
about
whole
that.
thing. Like she used to tell lots of funny stories.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks up
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, okay. Okay. I see what's happening here. Okay. Fine. You caught me. Okay. I just didn't know, who you were and such. I didn't realize you were, could see them. But most of the people on the island can't, and it's probably a good thing, But, no. Yes, never seen them so angry before, though. No. It's a bit of a shock, I think it was.
But I was telling the truth, though. I did black out a few times, and
Don't doubt it.
why are they all here
You-
anyway?
Kind of a long story.
Okay.
Here to help someone else out.
Okay.
Yeah, we're friends with the ship gnome who is looking for his brother.
Well, oh, that poor fella. Oh, they don't like him
Ooh.
at all. Oh, no. They took
Is
him
he-
away. Oh, poor fella. Oh,
Do you know if he's still alive?
no, I haven't seen him for a while. They kept us separate. Sure.
So once again,
What do you
where?
think? Yeah.
They thought he took
That's
someone.
fair.
They thought he took someone, and they said, that they were gonna kill, his friends, the sailors, us, until unless he told us, and then they started splitting us up. I'm not sure if anyone else is alive or not, but
So you've seen them before.
sure.
Have you met this queen before that they're looking for?
No. I don't think there's a queen. No, there's just the king. Yeah.
What are they exactly?
Oh well, he's
Pixies?
an elf. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I don't know why I'm going Wisconsin with her, but yeah, he's an elf. Yeah, and most of fairies. Yeah. He's normally a sweetheart. He is.
Do you know what? Has anything changed recently that would have gotten him riled up?
I'm not. He kept asking about his queen, like you said. Where'd we take her and whatnot. He seems. I think he might have lost his mind. Is really what happened. He seems a bit confused, even. Maybe some of his
Did he
own
go
magics have caused him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you know if he went crazy before the Marigold showed up, the ship?
Oh no, I don't know anything about that. I know that he's been a good fella. He usually is the one who keeps all the fairies in check to make sure they're not, playing too many pranks on all of the folks here. He's been a lonely fella for a long time. He's not a queen, but his love, she died years ago. That's why queen. That doesn't make a sense.
Can you perhaps tell us anything about his previous?
Oh well, Rebecca, she was just she was a peach. She was, but just a spitfire. She was. She raised two boys all on her own. Died though, tragic. She
Also an elf?
No. She was she was human, and her boys, little bit of both, but that didn't play too well around the island. They got the teasing and such.
The one guy who left.
Oh yeah, one of them left. Yeah, he was. Oh yeah, after she died, he left. But Gustav stayed. He did. Yeah. And eventually, the kids grew out of their teasing, and he got himself his own wife, had his own family, and he passed too. Of course he did. But yeah, Stefan, he lives up in Nuremberg up there. Runs the brickworks. He's a good one. He is. Yeah. Good young man.
I don't.
Is that on this island? Or
Oh
is he-
yeah. He's just up the coast.
That was our other direction that we could have gone earlier. So we've got like two leads really.
Yeah.
So,
at this point.
do they have any relationship with their father?
Oh, not really. No, it's kind of awkward trying to explain that. Having half this. Oh, I almost said the word. Oh, I don't know what kind of company I'm in, but yeah, it's half human, half it's challenging, especially when the father's not about, when the father's just off doing their own thing. But he had a
Are
kingdom.
they aware
to
that
run,
they are half?
Well, they were aware of something. They got the things on their ears. Even Stefan's got a little bit of it, not much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But hey,
I wonder
he's,
if we might have an angle talking to him and perhaps convincing him to come along and try and talk some sense into his father.
Oh, I don't know if they've even met. I mean, he knows a bit, I'm sure, Viveka told him a bit here and there, but,
But at least he would know that she's dead and that he's being delusional.
sure, yeah. Well, she's been dead for years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Decades, really. Oh, 15, 20 years now. No, more than that. How old am I? Oh, gosh, longer than that. Oh, how old is she?
But I wonder if he's under some type of spell or something, because I know a lot of people are under effects that are messing with their perception of time. Maybe if we know any way to deal with that particular spell, like a way to counteract its effects, you might want to try that on him.
Oh, I can't help you there. Sorry. I don't know any of the magics and such, Lots of fancy
Perhaps
things.
something that might protect us from these fairies and their pranking.
I don't know. I'm a little worried, They ain't afraid to... They ain't afraid to do all sorts of nasty things,
And we've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of suspicion a couple weeks back that, Hannah's husband, when he fell, maybe it wasn't an accident and such, but I don't know. Thinking back now, maybe. Who knows? Poor girl. But hey, that's fine. She still got her father, and her cousins.
She's actually been missing.
Oh, no. No, don't go saying that, sweetheart. No, that's sweet. She's been through too much. No. You sure? Have you looked the whole island and everything?
Not the whole island yet, but
Elmer's
see.
been all over looking for her and has yet to find her.
Oh, you should talk to Stefan and Mona. Yeah. Cousins they are. Mona and her best friends, really. Yeah.
Who
You
was suspected in being involved in her husband's
Oh,
fall?
no one really, but everyone said he was a drinker, but he never drank. He was a good man, They wanted to have a family, have kids, He wanted to be there for them the whole time, and he wasn't gonna drink or anything. Good. He's a good one. So, Stefan can't have him, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I think he can, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe they just don't want him. I don't pry, But hey, as long as one of them do, they keep the family line going.
Well, that's tricky. So either we go after the children or we go after Stefan, I think.
I mean, we fairly well know where Stefan is. I don't really know much of anything about tracking people that obviously don't want to be found and were running away.
Yeah. What was it? A boy and a girl that we saw, or
The boy and a girl, again, teenagers though.
yeah. I mean,
Right,
maybe
there
we can,
too.
From what you've learned, Hannah is a grown woman.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Maybe we can provide a brief description of them that we saw and see if that matches anybody should recognize. But I don't know how well we saw them, truth be told. after distance.
Okay. Yeah, you describe them like, oh yeah, that's the Backstrom kids. Oh yeah, I know them. Yeah,
They-
yeah,
they,
they're little devils. They are. Yeah,
troublemakers.
yeah, but everyone is that age. Yeah. They throw the occasional, paper product on my house in autumn months and such. You know how it is. Waste the eggs.
Yeah, such a shame.
I think next up we should talk to the brick guy, Stefan.
Well, yeah, he's a good fella. He is a good fella.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
suppose if there's nothing else for us to do here other than maybe if we want to do our tracing stuff or not, I don't know. The holy water in the church bell thing.
Well, if that's just a limited area, maybe we need to
Yeah,
see
we
if
would
we're
need to
be a
get
little
more
more
info
sure.
on where
Yeah,
she.
we're not in her house. We didn't.
No,
travel
you guys
back,
are
did we?
you guys are still over by the rocks and the
Okay.
the little mushroom circles and stuff. She's gonna crack her back. Oh, okay.
I'm tired. I don't, and I think I might be drunk. I'm not sure.
You probably aren't.
Oh, I feel like
Oh.
you ran a marathon.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm gonna go back home if that's okay. Take a lie down maybe if that's all right with you.
Does she know where fairies live, by chance?
What's that?
Where the fairies live, congregate?
I mean, I don't know specifically, but somewhere around the ruins. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's a starting area for us instead. Then
Sure.
we can take her back home.
Oh,
Before we leave, Sigrid wants
course.
to look. Didn't you say that there were like drawings in the caves? Like
they're not
old,
caves.
kind
They're
of
just
worn-down
like
drawings?
there's these old there's
On the
old
rocks.
carvings and stuff like that.
I just want to look at the carvings and just see what those are.
Yeah, roll a learning test.
I'm not so good at learning.
Well, you shouldn't have asked then.
Explain it to Gunner. Gunner
Oh.
can do it.
I mean, we could always ask this lady if she happens to know.
I want to see what Caius thinks. Of all this.
Right?
I mean, I can take
Caius,
a look if you
should
want me
look at
to.
You should look at the.
And I'm gonna
rock
study
art.
his,
Okay. Caius, roll
his
it.
reaction.
Bensly,
Okay.
since he's busy, take a +2 on your observation of him. Because he's
Okay,
not.
let me check.
All
I've
right.
got. I think I'm checking if my books give me +1 or +2 if I can refer to them.
We do have a
I'm
free
so glad.
reroll.
I've
We have
never
a free
rooted for
reroll, Joe.
failing so much.
I'm tempted to take that free reroll just because it's late in the night, anyways.
Yeah, we're going pretty soon here. This is the last little bit, then we're gone.
I
Okay.
think I'm gonna do that.
Cross-reference a couple notes that Anders left with us here, and
Do you want to push it normally now? These are old, like really old, like Bronze Age old, like pre, like like really, really, really old. You're not sure exactly. Hey, Diesel Shot, thanks for the raid. Playing some Vaesen here, wrapping up pretty soon, but we got a little bit of time left. But thanks. Yeah, you don't. You're not exactly sure if they represent anything, but you do like. I would say it probably dawns on you maybe from some of your reading that you did past the Himic. That's just like the notice of these little runes, these little. Something about them kind of attracts these fairies sometimes, and you can see them kind of congregate around certain places like this. Not that it has. You're not sure what the specifics of the messaging are, but it's just just something that they like for some reason. And then pair that up with the fact that there's these circles around it. You would imagine they were probably here at some point and they were doing some things. That's it. Wrap up. Yeah.
I suppose we can get her taken back home here.
Oh,
yeah.
such a gentleman. Oh, thank you. Ah, that's great. Oh, God. Oh, the bunions. Ah, jeez. Oh, multiple. Got like 20 on this one. So yeah, you start to move her down, and she's like, "Oh, actually, now that I think about it, oh, that poor Hannah, she and she's just like kind of mindless. Yeah, she and Stefan, cousins they are. Yeah, they're grandmothers, sisters they were. I'll tell you, strange enough that, Hannah, just a spitting image of Rebecca when she was younger.
I was actually going to ask about that too.
Just, they look, I mean, obviously Hannah's a bit taller and such, but, same structure of the face, big nose, strong nose, not like a big nose, like, oh, it's too big, get out of the way. It's a strong nose, Anyhow.
So, timeline-wise of elves and fairies freaking out and Hannah disappearing, which happened first?
Oh, jeez. See, I didn't even know Hannah was disappearing, until you told me. I mean, I knew her husband had died, that happened, and we had the ceremony, and, everyone, went to the church, and, I hate the church, but I still went because I gotta pay the respects and such, And, yeah, and then she just was really lonesome, she would wander all by herself all over the island a bit, and yeah, really sad. But anyway, I didn't even know she was missing.
Maybe she's the queen.
Well, we've heard, like us as a party, we've heard how long she's been gone, right?
Well, I mean, like from you would know that Elmer was under, like her father was under the impression that she was missing, and he left like a week ago or so to go, or at least a couple days, according to the father, to go look for her. And then you ran into Elmer, and he's said it's been days and days and days. But like at the same time, timing's all kind of screwed
Yeah.
up. So
Sure.
yeah.
Well, it's definitely important that she resembles Rebecca. Sounds
Beautiful
like
young lady she is. Oh, I know this is probably bad of me to say,
wandering
but
around.
she's not gonna stay, unmarried for long. I know she's a widow, and that's a bit, but she wasn't like me when I was younger. Oh, terribly ugly. Oh, terrible. But that's fine. I had tons of personality, and I found other ways to, live me life. It's fine. Yeah. Well, looks like we're here. Thank you all for walking me back. Can I get you anything?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
I see you got my bellows there. That's okay. You can keep it. I'm not gonna ask any questions.
Sigrid's also gonna ask, since there's issues with pixie dust and fairy dust and things, would it be a horrible thing if we borrowed some of your scarves?
My scarves? Sure. I don't really have scarves per se, but I've got, cloth things and such.
And I'll sort of pull in my bag and say, we'd had this conversation with Leo earlier, but thank you. No.
Sure.
And so I show her that we already had them.
Yeah. Just you just be careful out there, yeah? Okay.
We'll try to bring it back, assuming everything goes well for us.
Well, there's no reason not to assume that, I don't see how anything could possibly go wrong. I think everything's
Can I
gonna be
do-
just fine.
I want to do like a general
Like
observation
the way you think.
General observation on what?
on her like trustworthiness on everything she's been telling us.
Yeah, if you want to if you want to see if she's sketchy, sure, go ahead.
We're conspiring.
I'm not sure.
You used up all your good acquisitions. Nice.
Yeah.
Nah, she just seems like a good-natured old woman. She was described by the priest as like a mean old hag, but no, she seems like a delightful old woman.
Probably just because they had opposing views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, not a fan of the church and all that stuff.
And we've heard multiple people say stuff about the priest.
Mm-hmm. And you met him yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already confirmed he's great.
So unless there's any specific quick things that anybody was looking to do, I think we could call it there. We good?
Did we ever do our healing scene?
I know Ivan had one. Sigrid patched up Ivan after the fight.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had our 20 minutes if anybody else wanted to do something.
It's a
them.
1 day thing. It's not a 1 session thing. It's a 1 day thing.
Right. I haven't done mine.
Okay. So if somebody wants to help out Bensly, what is it,
I might
like
as well
physical?
try and knock out. I have 2 physical and 1 mental.
So if you want to spend some time, if somebody wants to help out Bensly,
Sure, I can do it. I'll relax his mind with card tricks and stealing his wallet and other such things.
Maybe even
Sure, that
giving
will
it
make
back.
me not angry.
It'll help you out. You'll be less angry at Caius.
Please don't plant the wallet on me.
True.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
so Ivan,
Thank
while
you.
you're patching them up, we'll say maybe you're down, by the water or something or maybe you're like, she went and fetched like a bucket of fresh water or something. You look down at the reflection really quick and you kind of see like this vague reflection of Bensly in the water. And then you have this moment where you go back to that little memory that you just got and you see this old man who just got shot in the chest, this well-dressed man stumbling down this beautiful staircase onto the marble. You kind of look at this bronze maybe or maybe it's bronze, like was it banister, and you can see that there's like a little vague reflection and it's Bensly holding a gun, and then everything's fine. Okay. Anybody else
This is
doing anything?
Caius's future.
Oh no.
He got to an old age at least. Anybody else have something quick or a heal thing or anything? All right, so let's do. If not, then we'll do questions. So let's do our XP questions. Let's see. Player experience. All right. Participate. Yes. Take your 1. Confront any Vaesen. Yes. Identify a previously unknown Vaesen. You already knew there were fairies and elves.
What about the troll stuff?
What troll? That was troll craft. That's a type of magic.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Were you affected by your dark secret?
I was affected by Bensly's dark secret.
Hey, Caius, give me a quick inspiration check.
Okay. I will. Let me go pull that back up.
Because she was saying some stuff about like fathers and half-vested children,
Yeah.
and like not taking care of them and everything,
Yeah.
being around. Okay, yeah, you feel really. I would say you're probably feeling pretty guilty about, or like you can't get the idea of like the the family out of your head, but you managed. You push it down. And you're like, I gotta focus, or else I'm never gonna get to see them again because this is some crazy stuff. So. But you've had a little bit of hints here and there, so you can take it.
Oh, Caius, what a day.
I'll
been
just
rough.
bottle up and cry later. It's okay.
Did you? His is easy to pop in from time to time. I was surprised how easy it is. Did you take risks to protect other people?
I took a nap in the middle of a gunfight.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
I don't even know that I took a risk by taking her to cover.
I think so. I mean, you ran. You could have just dropped her right then and there, but you carried her with you. That's fine. You can take it.
Risk getting mauled by a dog? I don't know. That's stretching.
That's stretching. I don't even think it was gonna like it. It was a pet dog too.
I was anticipating it was going to kill me.
It wasn't gonna kill you. Have you learned anything? Yeah, you learned a bunch
lot
of
of
stuff.
things.
Yeah, you got tons of stuff. No development. Perform an extraordinary action. Anyone want to make a case?
I don't feel extraordinary.
I'd say Sigrid pulling the consciousness out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree
think
with that. If
Okay.
there's something, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good to me. All right.
that was well thought out.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more for our base upgrade.
Yeah, you get your base upgrade for your Annals of Society. Okay. All right, let's do some quick closing plugs then. Where's everybody at this week? Bert, what do you got going on?
Sure. Tomorrow night, first edition Dungeons and Dragons on twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder.
All right. And then you got the podcast too, right?
Yep. Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com.
All right. I got the link to your Twitch channel. Go follow that, folks. New channel. Chuck, Defenders, what's going on?
Oh, snap. Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Central. You can catch Jeff and Dan and myself as Jeremy runs us through some more spectaculars. It will be spectacular.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, I'll be running some Mutant Year Zero. So you can catch Joe, Dan, and I on Defenders of Cobalt still. And then Saturday, we're kicking off the sneak preview of the brand new MCC adventure, The Omnivery of Eden. And let's see who's in that. There's Dan and Bert and Jeremy, some other people. Yeah, that's what we got for the week.
Cool. Jeremy, podcast.
Yeah, PLEWD Pludcast. We should have something uploaded for a new one for the Spectre soon. That'll be fun.
Sweet. And then for us this week, twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. I think Friday we're probably continuing and hopefully finishing our little run of Best Left Buried. So you can check that out at like, I don't know, 6, 7 Central, something like that. And then starting tomorrow over on Garblag Games, you can catch me during the day if you're US. It's like 21:30 GMT. We're starting up Mask of Nyarlathotep.
Could you drop that link in the chat?
Garblag, yeah, it's let's see, what was it? I think it's twitch.tv What is it? www. I'll look it up. Someone else say something while I look it up really quick.
Bananas.
Bananas.
Next Monday, if you like Alien, you'll find us back on our twitch.tv/lollygaggers for another episode of Alien and see what we do with a group massively split the party and floating around in escape pods.
Some of us will die in space. Some of us will get murdered by aliens.
Yeah. And if you
A
have any
lot.
ideas for how to resolve any of that kind of stuff, go ahead and catch me on Twitter at lollygaggerco and shoot those ideas to me. But yeah, there's some Garblag Games link in the channel. I think it's 21:30 GMT. We're starting long Call of Cthulhu campaign run by Free League Publishing Channel's very own Matt Jowsum. Or Jowett, I should say, but Jowsum 3. Okay. All right. So that's it for us. Have a good night. Thank you for the raids tonight. Thank you for the bits from folks. And just thanks for watching. And so we'll catch you next time. Couple weeks.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Hi, guys.